The main character said that God was dead. Mankind began to worship gold. Mankind has been blessed with enigmatic research. As a result of all this, people have turned themselves into slaves. The young man with the sword in his hands thought it was unfair. He didn't see the point of it. The young man was playing the best modern apocalyptic fantasy game. This game was called Mysterious Soul. The guy angrily called the game a donated garbage game. It was Kim Jong-soo, a 22-year-old college student. Looking at the smartphone screen, the guy thought it was unfair. How could a poor F2P player like him enjoy the game? The young man saw the monster in front of him. The one pointed at him and said that being that character sucked. He was walking on automatic the whole time. It was a divine demon. Divine Demon said it was pretty funny. He's never seen F2P do so well. Kim Jong-soo shouted to the whole neighborhood, "Why is he losing to a whale who spent 10,000 hours playing the game? It's just a money-grubbing game involving op-eds." Kim Jong-soo felt that he was wasting his time on something like this. He was a man who had no personal life at all. Kim Jong-soo thought that one more free spin in the game would give him another Kim warrior. However, this time a platinum chest fell out. Our hero couldn't believe his eyes. He's fallen to a divine demon. Is there such a thing? Kim Jong-soo thought that this horned demon was the best character in the game. The chance of knocking it out with a free spin tends to be zero. The young man started jumping and waving his smartphone. He was lucky. Now he had a demon. Our hero decided not to waste time and start pumping up his character. He could upgrade him by earning resources, but the fastest option is to use previously upgraded heroes. Kim Jong-soo thought that he didn't need to envy those whales now. The young man decided to use his warriors to pump the divine demon. Kim Jong-soo kept waving his smartphone around and saying loudly that he now had a divine demon. The boy did not notice that he was on the roadway. When he looked back, the car was already braking sharply in front of him. However, the collision could not be avoided. The young man opened his eyes. His leg was in a cast and he was lying in a hospital bed. What's going on? Why is he in the hospital? Besides, our hero had a bad headache. Kim Jong-soo remembered that he had been hit by a truck. A nurse came into the room and said that Warrior Kim was awake. But why did she call him Warrior Kim? The nurse told the young man not to worry. She would get the doctor right away. The guy looked at his medical records. It did indeed say he was a Kim warrior. He has a fracture and a concussion due to an accident. Our hero thought it was some kind of unfunny joke. The young man certainly didn't like draining all of his warriors for the sake of a demon, but now he had become one himself. How was that possible? Kim Jong-soo accidentally leaned on his sore leg and screamed in pain. A nurse ran in and told Warrior Kim not to move. A doctor showed up in the room. He said that the young man had been hit by a truck, but that he had gotten off lightly. The doctor added that some more tests would have to be done. The doctor remarked that an MRI and a magical vision test should be done. Kim Jong-soo was puzzled. Warrior Kim, magical vision? What are they even talking about? Our hero was told that he had no insurance, so he would have to cover all the costs himself. Kim Jong-soo was surprised. What do you mean, no insurance? Every citizen of this country has national health insurance. The nurse was perplexed and asked what he was talking about. What national insurance? He doesn't have Legion insurance or a Magic Tower policy. The young man thought for a moment. He had heard it somewhere before, but he couldn't remember where. Legion, Mega Corporation, Magic Tower, and Holy Order are the four factions that dominate the capital. Kim Jong-soo realized this is the world of the game Mysterious Soul, the world in which God left mankind. The secret science has developed tremendously. The polluted earth is full of monsters, and humans are modifying their bodies to survive. Our hero thought it was very difficult to survive in this world, and so he found himself in it. Kim Jong-soo was glad that he had gotten the divine demon. But who would have thought that he would be thrown inside the game? Could it be God's punishment for wiping out all of the Kim warriors? Kim Jong-soo walked into the room. It was even smaller than his old apartment. Why was Warrior Kim so poor? The boy put his crutches aside and sat on the bed. He had no money at all. He didn't know what to do. The young man thought, if this really is Mysterious Soul, then nuclear war and spatial rifts are coming soon. There will be a rebirth of the ancient gods that will turn this place into a living hell. The boy didn't understand how he'd ended up here. But if he just sat idly by, there was a 100% chance he'd die. A thought occurred to him, and he decided to test it before it was too late. He took the pen and swung it. Kim Jong-soo stabbed the pen into his arm with all his might. Blood spurted out in all directions, and the pain was terrible. However, in the next moment, the blood stopped flowing, and strange formations began to emerge from the wound. He noticed that the wound on his arm was beginning to heal. He was glad. It seemed to be working. A new skill was obtained, wound healing. It was because of this that he had so many Kim warriors in the game. Warrior Kim is a free training character, the only one without basic abilities but with the ability to unlock skills and choose the right one for a particular situation. This made playing as him much more varied than playing as any other character. For a player like our hero who loves strategy, Kim's warriors was even better than rare characters. Now, becoming a warrior Kim, he could get absolutely any skill. The wound healing skill was activated. The player could fully recover the damage inflicted. In Mysterious Soul, one could be killed if left without money or power. The same fate awaited those who were simply unlucky. Kim Jong-soo had made up his mind. He wouldn't let that happen. He was going to survive at all costs. He had knowledge gained from 10,000 hours spent playing the game, and now the body of Warrior Kim. The man asked, "Is this really the first time Warrior Kim has been in the player relations department?" Kim Jong-soo said he plans to join the mana purification. He urgently needed money to survive in this world, and this was the only way to make a quick buck with only a starter character. The man clarified that it could certainly be called mana purification, but it was actually dungeon sweeping. It was the director of human resources, Choi Jong-soo. Kim Jong-soo replied that he knew all that. The director smirked. It wasn't on the resume. The young man himself realized this was a very bad job. Infected mana is the reason why monsters have taken over Mysterious Soul. Dungeon cleanup consisted of scavenging debris that released large amounts of contaminated mana. One player said that long exposure to mana can lead to death, or mutations, which means the job is extremely dangerous. Director Choi promised that as soon as the group was full, he would assign Kim Jong-soo to the team. He thanked him. The director clarified, "Is the boy really sure? A lot of people came here for money and came back devastated." Kim Jong-soo told him not to worry. Working as hard as he could like a true F2P, at this he was a master. The team leader, a guy with the appearance of a deer, asked if he was the rookie who had been referred to them. Kim Jong-soo confirmed. He was distributed, and here he came. Deer said, "It's not a game here. It's serious. Where's this rookie's resolve?" He added, "Don't even think about asking for help if he starts mutating. If he notices even the slightest change, he'll destroy it personally." Kim Jong-soo nodded. He realized that the commander was just intimidating the newcomers. It's the same in life as it is in the game. The guy wondered, what was an R-rank character doing here? Another player ran up to them and told the deer that they shouldn't behave like that with newcomers. They were short on people, and any help would come in handy. It was Hedgehog, an experienced player with 5 years of experience in dungeon sweeping. Aaron said the newcomer is worth keeping an eye on. He hopes he won't be a nuisance. Deer added, "They have exactly 4 days to clear 5 regions. We need to hurry up." Kim Jong-soo thought that this commander was even tougher than in the game. The Hedgehog told the guy to ignore it. The commander's actually a good one. The players approached the gate. Behind it was a dumping ground for subway waste. The commander noted that the place stinks. It was impossible to get used to. He opened the door. Time to get ready. The gate swung open and Deer shouted for everyone to take positions. Outside the gate, a low-ranked monster, a polluted slime, was waiting for them. A typical enemy when mopping up contaminated mana. Although these monsters are weak in combat, it is difficult to deal with them due to their fluid structure. They don't die until the mana core is withdrawn. The commander has ordered a search for cannonballs. Even though it is difficult, a drawn-out battle is fraught with contamination. Kim Jong-soo grabbed a shovel and rushed to help his comrades who were caught in the embrace of the slime. He shouted for everyone to move away, jumped up and brought the shovel down from above. He warned, "No responsibility for the consequences." The impact was crushing. The player next to him screamed in fear. Kim Jong-soo successfully extracted the mana core. The player on the ground continued to scream, even after the danger had passed. Kim Jong-soo decided that it would be a good idea to stretch out a bit. The young man began to move quickly from side to side, effectively dealing with low-level monsters. The players watched the newcomer in amazement. He destroyed all the slimes in just a few moves. How was this possible? 2 days passed. Kim Jong-soo behaved strangely, lying on the ground and looking for something. A child on the playground told his mother that the uncle was strange. The woman told her son not to look at him. Kim Jong-soo looked around and was sure she must be here somewhere. The boy picked up a coin from the ground and said triumphantly that he had found it. The player received the treasure hunt skill. The hero thought that it was one of the most important skills of Kim's warrior. Kim Jong-soo joyfully galloped around the playground, shouting that he had found what he was looking for. The woman hurriedly led her son away. Before mopping up the monsters, our hero needed to learn a few things and gain some necessary skills. The young man was now picking through a dumpster, obviously looking for something. Soon, the skill pollution resistance was obtained. Kim Jong-soo thought that was the hardest part. Getting talents works like a game. The skill doesn't activate until all the conditions are met. Kim Jong-soo tested his skills earned through sweat and blood. Only 6 could be used at a time. It was possible to switch between skills at any time. Thanks to his talents, the young man could see manacores, which gave him obvious advantages. Players watched in amazement as the newcomer improved his performance and mined mana efficiently. The leader reminded everyone to be careful not to get a serious dose of contamination. All soiled, the young man said his efforts were not in vain. He added that Kim's warrior abilities were simply amazing. The skill, resistance to pollution, has been activated. Returning home, the young man thought that even with skills, working all day was tiring. The hedgehog said that thanks to the rookie, they will finish early today. He added that watching this guy was incredible. Is he hoping to awaken like a deer too? Kim Jong-soo replied that he just knows how to handle a shovel. The hedgehog recognized that the newcomer was really cool. Looking at him, the hero thought that the hedgehog's mutation symptoms were getting worse. It looked like it had received too large a dose of infected mana. Kim Jong-soo noticed that he looked bad and suggested that he take the day off. The hedgehog replied that he would rather turn into a monster than face the collectors. The hero thought that there weren't many reasons for people to take such jobs. It's been 4 days. Kim Jong-soo was finished for the day. The bags contained mana kernels. He looked at his colleagues and noted how tired they looked after days of mopping up. The hedgehog felt sick again and sank to his knees. His body began to undergo mutational changes. Kim Jong-soo remembered warning him not to overexert himself. The deer told the hero that he didn't look tired. Why would that be? The commander admitted that he didn't expect the rookie to do a good job. He really did a good job. Kim Jong-soo replied that he was just like everyone else. The rest of them were also giving their best. Thanks to the new skills he had acquired during the sweep, this job seemed easy to him now. He looked at the commander and thought he was holding up well, probably because of the R rank. However, the deer said he was exhausted too. The hedgehog continued to mutate. Demonic energy condensed over him. The commander ran up and shouted for him to come to his senses. We must leave immediately. But the hedgehog kept changing. Now it looked more like a monster. Kim Jong-soo instinctively covered himself from the outgoing demonic energy. It was the consequence of the absorbed mana. The hedgehog grew to an incredible size and roared with unreasonable aggression. Everyone realized that they were looking at a mutated hedgehog that had completely lost its mind. Kim Jong-soo thought that if they couldn't handle him, no one would get out of here. He also realized that his new skills were not suited for fighting monsters. The hero thought he couldn't survive now. The mutant was right in front of him. He took a powerful hit and flew far back. The difference in strength was enormous. If it continues like this, he'll die. However, after being hit, he gained a new skill: endurance. Kim Jong-soo thought it was too early for him to give up. In order to survive, it was urgent to think about how to defeat the monster. First of all, some skills had to be replaced. The strength skill was extremely useful right now. The mana heart helped control its flow. Fortitude reduced damage. Mana absorption increased recovery. And deep breathing provided better mana regeneration. And finally, the skill of pollution resistance. Kim Jong-soo had figured out the basic skills and was ready to fight back. The hedgehog attacked. The guy activated the power war and it increased tenfold. With renewed vigor, our hero counterattacked vigorously. The blow was so powerful that the mutated hedgehog flew backwards. Kim Jong-soo thought he had succeeded. However, he curled up into a ball and turned around and went on the attack again. Kim Jong-soo shouted loudly. Now he had to hide immediately. The hedgehog picked up speed and increased its speed. Our hero turned around and started to run away. The hedgehog was furious. Kim Jong-soo activated the endurance skill, increasing the defense tenfold. However, even with endurance, it was too painful. But he knew he had to stop the hedgehog and strike without stopping. He had no choice but to attack further. The hedgehog used a sophisticated attack and aimed his needles directly at his opponent. Kim Jong-soo received multiple needle wounds and collapsed to the ground. It was quite unexpected. He realized, however, that he had to hold on a little longer. He jumped to his feet again and attacked his opponent. The hedgehog tossed the young man aside and swung over him, preparing to deliver a crushing blow. Kim Jong-soo thought that he couldn't win with Warrior Kim. The mutated hedgehog made a strike of incredible strength. The young man was playing Mysterious Soul on his smartphone with undisguised interest. Back then, Kim Jong-soo was willing to destroy all monsters with just Warrior Kim. Things were much simpler before. All our hero needed to do was click to hunt monsters. He never thought about the character's feelings. Kim Jong-soo was just squeezing all the juices out of him, justifying it with effective training. He knew now, to gain even a mediocre skill, one must suffer. Kim Jong-soo activated the mutant muscle skill. When the urchin was sure of his unconditional victory, he was suddenly counterattacked. The mutant flew backwards. The reason why the hero went for reckless attacks was because of the skill that could be obtained by exceeding the heart of mana and strength limits. It was all for the sake of mutant muscle. Everything had to come together for this result. The monster was powerless against the hero. Kim Jong-soo landed a series of crushing blows. The hedgehog only defended himself and could not counterattack. However, taking advantage of the moment, the monster struck the hero and simultaneously attacked him with its barbs. The young man flew far back again. It was one of the opponent's most powerful strikes. After this blow, our hero gained a new skill, Mutant Body. Kim Jong-soo jumped to his feet and attacked again. The boy thanked the hedgehog for the previous attack and said he had gotten even stronger. The opponents rested their hands on each other. Kim Jong-soo said that they were now equals, both mutants. The deer came to his senses and opened his eyes. He heard some noise. What's going on? The squad leader saw a battle in which the newcomer and the mutated hedgehog fought as equals. The deer wondered, who is this guy? A superhuman? Or something like that? How could he fight like this on par with a mutant? Kim Jong-soo flew back again and fell on his back. The same thing happened to the monster. The hero thought that it wasn't that simple. He was the same size as his opponent. But if things continued like this, he would be at a disadvantage. Kim Jong-soo made a risky decision. He saw no other option. Kim Jong-soo activated the skill Pollution Resistance. This skill developed resistance to contaminated mana. Kim Jong-soo decided that he had to believe in himself. The deer saw Kim Jong-soo turn into a huge monster. The squad leader thought that this guy had become a mutant to oppose one of them. But how is that possible? The young man activated the Mutant Warrior Kim skill. The commander was frightened and decided that it was urgent to get his feet away. However, after some time, Mutant Warrior Kim became human again. The danger had passed. Exhausted, the hero fell to the ground face down. Kim Jong-soo thought he had done it. Pollution resistance is the last line of defense. You need to get mutant body and mutant muscles. After that, you must disable pollution resistance. In that case, you could turn into a mutant. There is an opinion that, having become a mutant, it is impossible to return to the human form. But the hero had a different opinion. Kim Jong-soo thought that he needed to change the skill. He knew he could do it as long as he was able to think rationally at least a little. The young man managed to change mutant to pollution resistance again. At the moment, the hero was experiencing a horrible sensation. He didn't want to go through something like this again. However, there was a reward for all completed actions, which was located in the mouth of the destroyed monster. The young man obtained a level 1 mana core. It was worth it. Forgetting the hardships, the hero said that doing cleanup work is very profitable. The squad leader and associates asked if Kim Jong-soo was okay. The deer said that Kim Jong-soo turned into a mutant. What happened? The young man didn't want the rumors to spread. He said that he hoped he would be able to come back. He was just very lucky. The deer wondered, was it just luck? But it was too much. Kim Jong-soo held out the mana kernels to the leader. Our hero suggested we go back. He said that he really wanted to get some fresh air. The leader and companions looked at the 0-level mana cores and couldn't believe that there were so many of them. Kim Jong-soo thought that he had given his colleagues mana kernels and saved their lives, so they would keep his secret. Director Choi from the Talent Guild heard that the guy had encountered some difficulties. It must have been terrible, right? Kim Jong-soo admitted that it was a little hard towards the end of the job. The director said the young man should have admitted to being a superhuman. They'd find him something better than a mop-up. Kim Jong-soo noted that the director decided as if he was superhuman. Superhumans have an awakening ability that allows them to gain powerful mana. In a world like this, where power is power, Superhumans usually belong to the nobility. Kim Jong-soo thought that it was logical if the director decided that way. After all, only a superhuman could defeat a mutant. However, our hero managed to defeat the monster with his skills. Director Choi said that he decided to pay the young man for the sweep. Kim Jong-soo replied that it would be a good idea. Our hero agreed to have the director think as if he was superhuman. The director said that their group had cleared 5 regions, 10 million for one region. He usually takes 20% of the proceeds. The rest is divided among the group members. If we divide the rest, there's 5 million for each member. Director Choi said he would do things differently this time. He would take only 5% commission and give the young man another bonus. In the end, our hero got 12 million. The director said that he was interested in further cooperation with the young man. Kim Jong-soo thought that being superhuman was very cool. Kim Jong-soo began to tackle another task. Where to spend that money now? On his way out of the principal's office, the young man met a colleague who said that Kim Jong-soo was in a good mood. He must have gotten a lot of money, right? Kim Jong-soo admitted that he got the money since they finished the job. Kim Jong-soo noted that this guy was on the cleanup team with him. The player said he came here to ask Kim Jong-soo for a favor. The guy added that his wife was very sick, so he would like to borrow some money. The player apologized since they had only worked together once. Kim Jong-soo thought it wasn't a good idea to help others if you don't know them well. The player bowed and asked our hero for a favor. However, Kim Jong-soo realized that he was short of money himself. Kim Jong-soo said he would help and held out the mana kernels. Even though they weren't much, but that was all he could give. Kim Jong-soo thought it would be too bad for him if he ignored this request. Once in a secluded place, this player thought that Kim Jong-soo was a real dumbass. All he had to do was pretend to be a poor old man, and this guy believed it. The leader of the group, Deer, and other associates were standing nearby. The Deer was surprised. Is this Kim Jong-soo really green? The player said that what annoyed him the most was the fact that the rookie was paid more than they were. Because he pretended to be superhuman, they received very little. Deer said that Kim Jong-soo is not even superhuman. He needs to be taught a lesson. Deer said that this newcomer must have some strange ability. If they know his secret, it's worth talking to this guy. You need to tell him how horrible the world can be. During the massage session, our hero thought that having money was very splendid. He never thought he would live to see the day that he could afford a massage at a place like this. It's better in the game than in reality. Kim Jong-soo thought that he had spent 3 whole days resting in this hotel, but the pain still hadn't gone away. Now he would think twice before using his mutant skills. Skill changes aren't as omnipotent as they turned out to be. His body changes depending on his skills. The severity of side effects increases as the body changes. Kim Jong-soo thought that the problem was to survive by limiting the use of his skills. Through the window, our hero saw the Iron Fist gang and their boss. They were all walking around with an arrogant look. In Mysterious Soul, local gangs are more important than the law. This is understandable because there are too many monsters around. The authorities can't cope, so ordinary citizens have to ask for help from superhumans. Our hero managed to survive, but it would be foolish to rely only on himself in such a dangerous place. Kim Jong-soo walked into a specific establishment where you could buy or sell anything. Our hero said that he had some monster byproducts. The young man was told that they don't buy level 0 mana cores. Kim Jong-soo replied that he understood that. Kim Jong-soo pulled out a large mana core and said that he would like to sell this one. The girl saw that she was being offered a level 2 mana core. Kim Jong-soo said exactly that. Our hero was pleased to see her surprise. Kim Jong-soo didn't spend a lot of time scrabbling around in the hotel room for nothing. The young man used everything he had. He now had a level 2 mana core. Mana cores differ depending on the level. To sell them at the highest price, you need to go this way. Our hero was handed a fee of almost 5 million for the core. Kim Jong-soo asked if they sold any weapons or protection here. The girl said that she would show him everything. Looking at the showcases, our hero thought that everything he needed was here. All the basic items he used when he played. The girl said that the young man could take his time. Kim Jong-soo thanked and thought that he would finally clean himself up. Armed head to toe, our hero thought that now that he had a gun, he finally felt like he was playing Mysterious Soul. Our hero was called by a girl and asked if he was a mercenary by any chance. She said that she needed help. Kim Jong-soo replied that he is not a mercenary and the girl should find someone else. The stranger showed the money and said she was here on a business trip and the Iron Fist gang was scaring her. She asked if he could escort her home, offering to pay for the favor. Kim Jong-soo decided to give it a try since he had just shopped. He said he couldn't leave such a nice girl in danger. The young man told her to follow him. The girl thanked him. They walked through dark and narrow streets. The stranger said they were almost there. Kim Jong-soo wondered why she had stopped in such a deserted place. There's no one here. The girl said that they should turn the corner. Kim Jong-soo followed her obediently. She stopped in a dark alley and said they were almost there. The young man was surprised, and it was too dark. Seeing almost nothing, he activated a new skill, night vision. It was not part of his plans, but the skill could come in handy. The girl pulled a gun out of her bag and pointed it at the hero. She said that he turned out to be much more careful than she had expected. After seeing the weapon, Kim Jong-soo thought, "Who is she really? Is this really a trap?" Deer appeared behind him and said that they had met again. Other players, members of the same group, came out of the alley. The girl continued to aim at Kim Jong-soo. The young man asked what he had done to deserve such treatment. The deer grinned. "You didn't do anything. You just happened to be too naive." Kim Jong-soo turned around and rushed to escape, trying to avoid the consequences. The deer exclaimed in surprise, "Why is he running away?" A shot rang out, and the young man was shot in the back. He cried out and stopped. He fell forward and collapsed on the steps. The wound was serious. The deer exclaimed, "Why shoot in the back? You should have aimed for the legs." The girl replied that it was still better than if he had run away. The deer assumed that Kim Jong-soo had died. He added that the guy had reverted to human form after turning into a mutant. The girl said confidently that some mage would pay well for his body, especially if they took him alive. The deer offered to handle his bag. "He can't be helped now," someone threw in. But then everyone noticed that the body had disappeared. Where did Kim Jong-soo go? One of the participants was hit hard on the back of the head. A lantern above him crashed and went out. The deer didn't realize what was happening. Everyone looked around fearfully. Had he really survived? That's what happened. Kim Jong-soo could not die at the hands of someone who repaid kindness with betrayal. He did the right thing when he put on his bulletproof vest before leaving the store. This move unlocked a new skill for him: pretend to be dead. He was the one who saved him from the worst of it, and Deer thought the guy had died from the first shot. The deer cussed. "That creep broke all the streetlights. You can't see anything now. Where can he be?" At that moment, Kim Jong-soo appeared nearby and calmly asked, "Are you looking for me?" He reminded Deer that he had once saved his life, and now he had come for it. With these words, he struck him in the jaw with his fist. The deer steadied itself and immediately counterattacked, but Kim Jong-soo was able to dodge. The young man said that Deer should have been grateful for the rescue. "Do you really think it's okay to kill your savior?" The girl with the gun asked how Deer was feeling and fired again. The bullet wounded Kim Jong-soo in the arm. He realized that he had been too careless. In Mysterious Soul, it's not the monsters or even the mutants that are scary, it's the people. He realized he had been naive and trusted the wrong people. He would not make such mistakes again. The hero drew his gun and fired. The girl was shot in the arm and dropped the weapon. The other attacker was also wounded in the shoulder. With the weapon in his hand, Kim Jong-soo thought that it was almost over. The only thing left to do was to deal with the deer. But the man suddenly appeared and knocked the gun out of his hands with a kick. The young man looked at it and realized the legs had transformed again. It was the awakened superhuman, the deer. Apparently he's awakening right now. In the world of the game, any character can awaken and become superhuman. This is the basis of the development system in the game Warrior Kim. A level 1 superhuman is strong enough to be a threat even to an armed human. The deer stated that he was about to destroy Kim Jong-soo. In other words, our hero encountered a superhuman while being an ordinary player. And then the deer disappeared. How is that possible? Deer's skills are stereoscopic movement and kicking. The user can use the incredible mobility of the legs to move freely in any direction. The deer turned around and rushed at his opponent. He ran along the wall of the building from top to bottom. Kim Jong-soo thought that he used his skill to climb the building. The deer shouted that it was about to finish this guy off. Kim Jong-soo prepared to repel the attack. Deer landed and was surprised to note that his opponent had managed to avoid the punch. That was pretty incredible. He said that now the young man would definitely not be able to dodge, and attacked him again with his foot in the chest. Kim Jong-soo blocked the punch and replied that he wasn't even going to dodge. He knew that buying a folding baton was a great idea. Since Warrior Kim is of the warrior class, even after becoming stronger, he is limited in the use of ranged weapons. That's why the hero took a weapon that suited his class, a telescopic baton. Each character has weapons and skills that are more effective for their class. To defeat Deer, you need to use melee weapons and appropriate skills. The hero received a new skill, Strike. Kim Jong-soo rejoiced. This was his first specialized skill of the warrior class. He started throwing punches, a low blow, an uppercut, a lunge, a side kick. Suddenly, the young man realized he had opened himself up. Should he dodge? But you can't stop when you've come this far. He decided even if he breaks something, he should continue. A new skill, Combo, was obtained. Kim Jong-soo was satisfied. He now had the best set of warrior class skills for the early stage of the game. He combined Strike and Combo. The Deer pleaded for him to stop, but received a powerful clubbing blow to the chest. The opponent was defeated and fell to the ground. Kim Jong-soo shouted that he had defeated the Awakened One. Suddenly, he felt a sharp pain. It was as if his whole body was being torn from the inside. The day he learned the brutal truth about the world of Mysterious Soul, Kim Jong-soo became an awakened, superhuman warrior Kim. Energy filled every cell in his body. He thought, finally, I've become superhuman. There came a voice, well done. A man armed from head to toe stood in front of Kim Jong-soo. Where did he come from? It was Kim Chel-kwan, the second important character after Kim Jong-soo in the Mysterious Soul game. A strong character using firearms, he specialized in shooting with a hand prosthesis. But the problem was that he's the leader of the Iron Fist faction, cold-blooded and ruthless. Kim Jong-soo thought that after the fight between the gang members, the leader must be furious. Kim Chel-kwan asked if the guy had come here by himself to cause a showdown. He replied that he was attacked. He couldn't just die. The leader hummed, "You were more scared of them than Iron Fist?" He pulled a gun on our hero. Kim Jong-soo realized that if he fought now, he would die. The gang leader said that the young man was mistaken. He was going to show them what happens to people who mess with their territory. Kim Jong-soo grabbed his opponent's gun and asked how he was going to show it. A gunshot sounded. The bullet went through the hero's body. Kim Chel-kwan was surprised. The guy yanked the trigger himself. What's going on here? But Kim Jong-soo was on his feet holding his chest. He grinned. That tickles. He has acquired a new characteristic, regeneration. The leader recognized this guy has interesting abilities. Regeneration is an improved version of wound healing, a special trait available at the first level of awakening. The hero decided to bluff. Let them fear overestimating him. He stated that he didn't win because of luck. If Iron Fist wants to fight, they'll have to try harder. The leader grinned. He liked the young man's persistence. He said he'd let him go today, but now he's in debt. Does he know what that means? Kim Jong-soo replied that he would remember. Was he even happy that he was recognized? The criminal leader held out his hand. It's a deal. Next time you'll be with us. The hero thought, he's not the type to betray. Contact is not a bad thing. Kim Jong-soo extended his hand in response. It's a deal. See you later. It's been a while. The Magic Tower. The hero looked around. It didn't feel that way in the game, but it was different here. The atmosphere was different from his neighborhood. A girl came up to him and thanked him for his visit to the Magic Tower. She asked if there was anything she could do for him. Kim Jong-soo wondered, why does she seem familiar? Is she an NPC? The girl said that if a young man came to get a superhuman credential, he must first go there and measure his magical potential. Kim Jong-soo thought that this girl had told him everything. He didn't even have time to reply. Apparently, she does this kind of thing a lot. Once he got his ID card, he could start his life in earnest in Mysterious Soul. A bright glow appeared. Everyone looked up and realized that the saint had come. Kim Jong-soo wondered, is this really the religion of the Ancient Father? But what's a monster boss doing here? Those present praised the Ancient Father's holy religion. Kim Jong-soo thought that there should be a demonstration training now. So the boss should have appeared, not the saint. In the course of the story, it became known that it was not a real religious organization, but just a sect. This sect attacked all citizens. Attendees wondered, will Saint measure magical potential? Will she fix the game level? Kim Jong-soo looked at Saint's actions and thought that the potential dimension was very noisy. The Saint was a cleric with magical potential and possessed an 8th level with special characteristics. Kim Jong-soo thought that now was not the time to rejoice. The 8th level is comparable in strength to that of an aircraft carrier. It is a walking national-level combat force. In the future, this powerful superhuman will wipe out the capital city. If our hero had said such a thing, he would have been immediately called crazy or stone. First, we need to measure the magic power. 6 characteristics attract too much attention. It is necessary to reduce them to 3. Studying the available information, our hero thought there was someone special here. The saint behind the protagonist's back also looked at the screen and said that it was a very interesting ability. Kim Jong-soo even cried out in surprise. Could it be that the saint sensed that our hero's characteristics had changed? The saint asked our hero what the name of this superhuman was. The young man introduced himself. Who would have thought that he would be asked by the saint of the mysterious soul game herself? The saint said that she represented the religion of the ancient father and wanted to convert this young man to their faith. The ancient father, wielder of the throne of black gold, is always in need of unusual powers. In order for this man to find his place and find his way on this hellish earth, she wants to convert him. She is the first daughter of the ancient father. Kim Jong-soo thought if he accepted her faith, he would acquire a special trait, and he would have to become an apostle of this religion. This sect participated in the war and allowed the major powers to defeat Seoul. The guy felt like someone who was being forcibly sold stock that was about to expire. Kim Jong-soo shouted that he was refusing to be converted. The saint was surprised. Had she not misheard? The young man has the power to serve the god and reject it, but the ancient father has already taken possession of him. Nor should we forget that there is a divine imprint on the young man. If the guy can't get rid of the imprint, his tiny thirst for freedom will be meaningless. Those present wondered, did he really refuse to be ordained? Is he an unbeliever? They felt sorry for him. The characteristic holy fever has been activated. Due to the refusal to turn, an imprint that causes searing pain has been applied. Our hero was ready for it, but his whole body ached like it was melting. Holy fever is one of the most serious punishments in Mysterious Soul. It causes a burning pain that prevents you from living normally. You can't get rid of it unless you take communion at the temple and convert. Kim Jong-soo thought that he had seen the future. That's why he refused. Does he really have to die now? The same girl appeared in front of our hero and asked if the young man was okay. She had a bottle of water in her hand. No one can help in the holy heat, but still he was grateful. The girl sprinkled water on him from a bottle. Kim Jong-soo decided to wait a little longer until he gained strength. Resistance to the Holy Spirit was the characterization received. Our hero did not refuse conversion by foolishness. The punishment of holy heat has the property to become stronger depending on the magic potential. Our hero has only the first level. In addition, he is psychologically weak, so there are several options on how to solve this problem. First, you need to get resistance to the Holy Spirit and then increase your magical potential. The heat was increasing and more water was needed. The girl watered our hero and told him to hold on. This water flowed like a life-saving spring through the unceasing pain. Kim Jong-soo decided to focus on this contrast. Fire and water, searing suffering and chilling sanity. The young man felt the magical potential within him. A new characteristic, magical defense, was obtained. Kim Jong-soo decided that he had succeeded. He now possessed the characteristic of a level 1 defense warrior. It was magical defense. The girl asked if the young man was okay. Kim Jong-soo replied that he was fine thanks to her. The people present thought that this guy had handled the holy heat, but there was no way that could happen. Kim Jong-soo thought that it wasn't permanent, but thanks to the protective magic, the pain went away at least for a while. It seemed to him that it shone with black flashes. After measuring the characteristics, it became known that our hero was a level 1 in 6 characteristics. Is there really a super rookie? Now the actions of the saint are clear. The girl brought her congratulations. It was the first time she had ever met a person with 6 characteristics. She also offered to pass for credentialing. The girl once again congratulated the young man on receiving his official superhuman credentials. Kim Jong-soo said he worked very hard to get his superhuman credentials. The girl decided to talk about the benefits that a first-level superhuman can receive. Kim Jong-soo stated that he already knew everything. Reduced taxation, the ability to carry guns, and as the level increases, exemptions from taxes and arrests, as well as exemptions for any movement and transportation. Kim Jong-soo explained that he has a degree in human science, which is why he knows so much. Kim Jong-soo added that he doesn't like to waste time. Those present showed interest in our hero, and he wanted to get out of here quietly. The girl said that she had already prepared everything for it. Kim Jong-soo wondered what she had prepared. The companion told Kim Jong-soo not to worry. She would see him off. Kim Jong-soo thanked her for her concern. Our hero was secretly led through a secret corridor. The girl said that people should help each other to live a simpler life. A new characteristic, stealth, was obtained. Kim Jong-soo thought it was a strange characteristic. The girl showed the direction in which it was necessary to move. According to the rules, she could only give directions. Kim Jong-soo said that was enough and bowed in gratitude. His companion wished him good luck. Kim Jong-soo was surprised to find such a kind person in this game. She's also pretty. He decided that when he became stronger, he would repay her in kind. Kim Jong-soo looked at the business card the girl had left him. It was Baek So-rin. Kim Jong-soo wondered. Baek So-rin was an SSR level warrior, one of the three main characters. She had a berserk class, so she always looked intimidating. Kim Jong-soo now realized why her face seemed familiar to him. In the games, she was so scary that he couldn't even think about it. Could Baek So-rin really be so kind? Our hero remembered how the girl was glad that the young man was all right. What happened? For superhumans, everything should be simple. However, during a week of hard work cleaning the cave, our hero had become terribly overworked. Kim Jong-soo thought that he had only cleared one tunnel and was already very tired. Is it really effective? All of the characteristics were aimed at strengthening the magic shield. If our hero had the Demon Cave cleansing characteristic, he would have finished faster. Because of this debuff, he couldn't do anything. To get rid of the holy fever, the nectar medicine will be required. Kim Jong-soo thought it was very expensive, but he can't even clear the tunnel. There was a phone call. Who's so persistent? It was Director Choi. Kim Jong-soo thought he had a good chance. Director Choi said that the young man has overcome the holy fever and has received 6 characteristics. He is honored to meet someone who has been talked about so much. Kim Jong-soo asked Mr. Choi if he found what he was asked for. The director said it was hard. Nectar can only be found during level 5 superhuman quests. Choi said it was a matter of an exclusive player contract, so he had to find a way. So he found a way. Our hero knew that Choi Seo-jong would do anything to keep the arrangement with him. Kim Jong-soo inquired about the request that was being talked about. The director asked if the young man was aware of the primary public safety guardian. Kim Jong-soo replied that it was the first time he had heard such a name. Is it some kind of security company? This private enterprise is a huge top 10 company. The CEO and the VP are married. Primary public peace guard. They come from families where they studied martial arts, so they have a strong foundation. Kim Jong-soo asked, what can people born with a golden spoon in their mouths ask for? Director Choi said the issue is about their son. The young man is 20 years old and he still hasn't become superhuman. Kim Jong-soo wondered if this was possible, even though both parents were from military families. Choi noticed that the young man had accumulated the strength for the 8th level, but he hadn't become a superhuman. That was the mystery. The parents want a superhuman above the 1st level to join them, and for Kim Jong-soo, it's a great opportunity. Kim Jong-soo decided that they should meet first. After waiting for a while, Director Choi said that the CEO and his wife are busy. As a rule, they are not late. Kim Jong-soo thought that this house even smells like money. The owners of the house appeared unexpectedly and apologized for being late. The woman said that they were the ones who submitted the petition. Their names are Seo Jung-ju and Lee Mi-ri. The guests jumped up from their seats and said it was no big deal, and thanked them for their attention. Our hero thought, are the superhumans in front of him at least 6th level? Looking closely at these people, Kim Jong-soo thought that they didn't even have magic powers. The man looking at our hero said that the man in front of him was an ordinary young man. The woman told her husband to go to the office if he couldn't calm down. The man looked disappointed. The woman motioned for the guest to sit down. Lee Mi-ri asked, since the young man came, does that mean he agrees? Kim Jong-soo replied that he wanted to examine their son first. Is there a special reason why he can't awaken his superhuman strength? Seo Jong-ju asked in surprise. How would a newcomer who didn't know where he came from know such details? The woman apologized for her husband. He just feels strongly about his son. Lee Mi-ri said that such things are not usually told to outsiders. But if Kim Jong-soo is willing to do it, she will call her son and explain everything. Then she asked, doesn't the young man need nectar? Kim Jong-soo thought that there are some things you can't tell your son about, but these two know exactly what he wants. He noted to himself that these men were confident. Then he said aloud that he accepted their request. Now let them call the young man. A young man entered the room and introduced himself, Seo Woo-jin. Kim Jong-soo also said hello and said he was happy to meet him. At the handshake, he felt nothing suspicious. He noticed that Mr. Woo-jin has great gloves. The guy embarrassedly replied that maybe they were too good for him, but he'd use them anyway. Kim Jong-soo suggested that there was no way around it without a powerful magic seal. He decided to take a closer look at the gloves. For the children of high-ranking families, especially military families, gear is important. It all came down to a level 1 superhuman request. The nectar was used as leverage. Then came the call. Kim Jong-soo asked Woo Jin, was he also asked to join the Church of the Ancient Father? It was because of the refusal to convert that the young man's power did not awaken, and the magic seal helped contain the sacred heat. Kim Jong-soo noted that he didn't make it public, but when his parents heard about the first level of superhuman who had overcome the holy fever, they immediately went for it. Woo Jin said that the interviewer was incredible. Now he doesn't have to explain everything all over again. Kim Jong-soo confirmed that he already understood everything. He admitted that as soon as he saw the photo, he immediately had an idea. Seo Woo Jin will become a paladin of the Church of the Ancient Father in the future. At first, his parents refused to convert him, which caused his son to lose his strength. But then he accepted the church and everything changed. The man asked if the appeal could be avoided. Kim Jong-soo thought that Seo Jung-ju had looked at him with disdain earlier. Surely he could have passed by without even noticing. He replied, "It's possible." He said he understood perfectly well the pain Mr. Woo Jin had gone through, and assured the young man that he could trust him. He would help him. Woo Jin thought that Kim Jong-soo would become a pseudo-saint to him. Now he's going to hold his pseudo-sermons, and Kim Jong-soo noted that the guy is now on his side. He stated that there is one condition before treatment. Lee Mi-ri replied that it's not just about awakening strength. It's also important to overcome the sacred heat. They are willing to do anything for their son. Kim Jong-soo expressed his desire to learn fencing from them. Lee Mi-ri asked if he was sure of what he said. Kim Jong-soo thought that the vice president was even scarier than her spouse. Her anger is understandable. Fencing has lost its power in the 21st century, but the game is different. Power is power. A superhuman swordsman can easily destroy a tank. That's why martial arts techniques are exchanged for fighter squadrons worth trillions of coins. If a level 1 superhuman practiced daily, fencing would quickly bring him to level 4. Knowledge of swordsmanship is considered elite. Kim Jong-soo thought that he might have overreacted to this request, so he explained that it would be a reward if everything worked out. The woman agreed. If everything went well, they would give both the nectar and the memory chip with the swordsmanship technique. Kim Jong-soo couldn't believe it. Did it really work? He bowed low and thanked him. Lee Mi-ri added, if he fails, she and her husband will be very angry. Kim Jong-soo assured that it won't happen. He offered to finally take the gloves off and get down to business. Everyone headed to the training room filled with magical energy. There were also about 200 medium-level potions stored there. Lee Mi-ri said that they have already prepared everything according to his instructions. Kim Jong-soo said that no outsiders should be present during the treatment. The woman admitted that she had been rude to the young man earlier. Woo Jin was abused before he even went to school, so he had no friends and no opportunity to go out. Since childhood, he suffered from loneliness because he was locked in his room all the time. Because of that, his mother became too hard on him, but now she trusts Kim Jong-soo completely. Kim Jong-soo thought that this whole family had fallen into the trap of the saints. Woo Jin assured his mother that everything would be fine. Kim Jong-soo had a premonition that in time, the son would become cold-blooded and could easily turn his back on his own mother. He said not to worry, they will definitely make it work. Left alone with the young man, Kim Jong-soo suggested that they start. Woo Jin asked what needed to be done. Kim Jong-soo advised him to relax and not be afraid first. The boy cautiously asked, I won't be tortured, drugged, or electrocuted, right? That's part of waking up, right? Our hero wondered, where was he treated in this way? Usually the sacred fever is overcome after awakening with the help of nectar. But Seo Woo Jin had not awakened yet, and there was too much magical energy in him. Therefore, even the nectar was powerless against this heat. Kim Jong-soo assured that there was no need to be afraid, but everything that the young man would see today should be kept a top secret. The first thing to do is to expand the magic shield. At the right moment, Woo Jin started taking the potion. The damage received and magic consumption increased, but the effect of the drug was weak. A drug addiction appeared. You need to focus on the shield. A magical barrier is created in the specified area. The holy heat now remained completely outside the shield. Woo Jin said admiringly that it was amazing. Kim Jong-soo noted that now it was his turn. Our hero told the young man to take off his glove and step inside the shield, taking his hand. Wugin wondered, won't the two holy heats start to clash? This could lead to terrible consequences. Kim Jong-soo asked him not to ask for reasons and just follow instructions. The young man thought he would take off his glove for the first time since his conversion. A tremendous amount of energy began to emanate from the shield. Despite his fear, he tried to hold the hero's hand tightly. It was 1,000 times more painful to him than it had been when the saint had turned, as if chunks of flesh were being torn off alive. Woo-jin realized that he shouldn't give up and had a duty to endure. Kim Jong-soo didn't let go of the young man's hand and prevented him from going beyond the shield. Woo-jin couldn't stand it and fell to the ground. The damage absorption skill was activated. He could now take hits on himself. The young man said he succeeded. He took the glove off and the pain became bearable. Kim Jong-soo announced that the effort was not in vain. Thanks to Seo Woo-jin's shield, he transferred the sacred heat to our hero and was able to absorb it. The last step left is for the young man to attack Kim Jong-soo until he gets into a fighting frenzy. Woo-jin thought it was time to put the swordsmanship skills he had learned since childhood to use. He swung his sword and attacked. Kim Jong-soo was surprised. Woo-jin broke the steel handcuffs with a wooden sword, and a new characteristic called defense appeared. But the hero wondered, what kind of characteristic is that? He could be destroyed by his opponent right now. Kim Jong-soo learned the art of swordsmanship from a young man whose strength had not yet awakened. What other techniques did he learn? Right now, it was impossible to get away from Woo-jin. A new characteristic has emerged, evasion. Kim Jong-soo noticed that his opponent was beginning to awaken. The sword in Seo Woo-jin suddenly shone with a single light. The SSR level was connecting with the holy sword. Is this really the state where the sword becomes a man? This trait is inherent in the warrior class. Kim Jong-soo realized that the young man had fallen into a trance and needed to dodge his blows or he would die. The hero decided to mobilize all defensive skills. He concentrated the magical defense in both hands. If you can absorb the magic of the gym, that would be great. A new skill called Magic Shield was acquired. Kim Jong-soo felt that everything was going well. There is a new skill when combining magical defense and shield. Now the young man understood what the state of being a sword becoming a man meant. He was lucky to survive. Suddenly, Woo-jin, exhausted, lost consciousness. Kim Jong-soo was surprised. The guy wasn't destroyed, he just passed out. He stepped closer and realized that the young man was simply distraught from waking up. In the game, Seo Woo-jin was a strong SSR level player, but this time he awakened not as a paladin, but as a superhuman warrior. That was why he was able to master the skill of connecting with the holy sword. Kim Jong-soo thought that he had not created a paladin, but a real monster warrior, Seo Woo-jin. Our hero had no idea yet how this change would affect future events. Kim Jong-soo thought that this rich scion would definitely owe him now. The parents stood at their son's bedside and said he had overcome the sacred fever. They bowed and expressed their deep gratitude to the teacher. Kim Jong-soo replied to Woo-jin's parents that it was his job, and Director Choi was confident in the young man's success. Lee Mi-ri admitted that she hasn't seen her son so calm and sleeping peacefully in a long time. It's a true miracle. Seo Youngju promised that Kim Jong-soo would be rewarded with nectar and knowledge of swordsmanship as promised. But that wasn't enough in their opinion. The man offered to accept a cash reward as well, a small but respectable billion. Kim Jong-soo smiled and said it's rude to refuse twice, so he agrees. Director Choi noted that our hero performed admirably today. What he did was truly brilliant. Mr. Choi asked if the young man was going to take the nectar now. Kim Jong-soo confirmed that he was, and he was going to lay low for a while. The headmaster warned that if the ancient father sect found out about the nectar in the young man, serious trouble could start. In that case, Woo-jin won't be left alone. However, if Kim Jong-soo takes the nectar filtered rather than pure, he will be able to increase his magical powers. Kim Jong-soo thought that this was a great way to not only beat the holy fever, but also to strengthen his skills. Director Choi promised to look for tools to purify the nectar, and Kim Jong-soo could decide when to take it. The hero thanked and said he'd think about it. But the young man decided to drink the nectar right away. Even then, he clearly understood the cruelty of secretive soul. It was also possible that Director Choi, who had given him the job, might betray him. The skills activated were potion addiction, magic energy absorption, and intoxication. But there are also skills that enhance the effects of the nectar. Our hero felt every muscle seem to unravel and weave itself anew. Kim Jong-soo realized that a huge amount of magical power was accumulating inside him. The young man realized, and this was the level of a second-class superhuman. The level had risen. After recovering his body from the holy heat, he even obtained a level 1 skill. From black flame to knowledge of swordsmanship, it's encouraging. If practiced, there won't be a problem. At that moment, Kim Jong-soo received a strange message from Director Choi. There were a lot of messages which looked suspicious. After all, the principal is not the one who writes the messages. Our hero guessed. It's a secret message. The principal warned, "Run, daggers." Kim Jong-soo realized that something serious had happened. A secret message doesn't just come out of nowhere. The daggers are one of those groups who see enemies everywhere. If Choi wanted to set him up, he would have called and asked to come in. This is encrypted, and he's probably already been captured. Perhaps they recognize its preparation for filtering nectar. Kim Jong-soo decided, let them find it. He has the nectar, and in Mysterious Soul, it's every man for himself. The villain tied to the chair tiredly told Director Choi that he was fed up with him. He wondered if the young man would be able to use his superpower all night. Choi replied that the guy believed him and signed the contract, so he won't say anything. The villain stated that he wanted to leave Choi's limbs, but apparently he would have to do otherwise. The perpetrator took an axe and headed for the principal's office. He swung around and said he would start with his right hand. At that moment, the bandit heard a noise and turned around. His companions were lying on the floor. What's going on? One of them said someone was throwing grenades at the building. Kim Jong-soo, with a grenade launcher on his shoulder, said the daggers made a big mistake. He promised that he would never abandon those who were loyal to him. The young man added that war was beginning and fired another shot. There was an explosion. The members of the group armed themselves and decided to find whoever had started the riot. The commander ordered to find the source of the fire and eliminate the intruder. Kim Jong-soo thought it was predictable that the daggers would come out like cockroaches. Even if their hiding place looks like a normal house from the outside, everyone knows who lives there. Underneath this house is a veritable network of underground passages connecting the 6 nearest houses, the Dagger's dungeon, which our hero has already cleared once. Kim Jong-soo had been on this quest many times, so he could do everything with his eyes closed. At that time, such an effort was really worth it. The young man decided to fulfill the former gamer's assignment and set off on a long-known route. The armed men suggested that this was probably all planned by the daggers. Who but they would be capable of such madness? The man said that if they caught him, they would definitely gut him. When he heard a suspicious sound, he decided to check what was going on. This man was attacked by our hero and fell face down. Kim Jong-soo thought that it was impossible to notice him. There is no more appropriate combination for an attack than feigning death and stealth. While the daggers guys were strolling around outside, our hero decided to climb inside the dumpster. In the dumpster was the entrance to a secret tunnel. The protagonist got into the dungeon with the lowest cost so far. Kim Jong-soo realized that the hostage was on the 5th floor in the boss's office, so it would be a long journey. Kim Jong-soo thought that he had to be as careful as possible so that he wouldn't get caught in any way. An alarm has been triggered unexpectedly. Unauthorized entry has been detected. Everyone needs to report to the assembly point immediately in full alert. Kim Jong-soo said they realized he was here. Our hero was a little worried because he was standing in front of the entrance to the hall, and the fastest way to get up there was the stairs. But another problem has arisen. When invaded, the daggers set up barricades in the lobby and form a line of defense. Kim Jong-soo thought that if he came out now, he would immediately be under fire. However, our hero did something different. He opened fire first and said that he had a present for the daggers. The daggers thought they were dealing with a psychopath with a Gatling machine gun in his hands. Kim Jong-soo threw the grenade at the place where the largest gathering of criminals was observed. A powerful explosion rang out, and the daggers flew apart under the impact of the blast wave. Kim Jong-soo said that taking the difficult path is not his playing style. The young man decided that one grenade wasn't enough and pulled out a few more. Grenades flew towards the enemy. Kim Jong-soo said that he had many more such gifts. Kim Jong-soo hid behind the door while the explosions were going off. The guy said that he loves that kind of sound. After a while, Kim Jong-soo came back and checked to see if he had neutralized everyone. The boy realized that there might have been survivors. We had to make sure it wasn't a trap. One of the criminals did survive and shot our hero. Kim Jong-soo gained a new skill called premonition. It helped him dodge a bullet and deal with his opponent. Kim Jong-soo went up to the 4th floor without the slightest problem. The young man thought that he had to be even more careful from now on. On the way to the boss's office on the 5th floor, the gang members set up a camp in the gambling hall. Kim Jong-soo looked out into the hallway and made sure no one was there. Kim Jong-soo looked into the gambling hall, and it was empty as well. This seemed very strange to him. The young man decided that it was urgent to concentrate. At that moment, he got a new skill. Concentration. Our hero thought there was a sound coming from above. Kim Jong-soo looked up and saw a drone hovering in the air. A grenade detached from the drone and flew downward. There was an explosion. The grenade was a flash bang grenade. An opponent with a dagger in his hand appeared behind Kim Jong-soo and began to approach him. The opponent smiled and said that he had caught a rat. It was the boss of the daggers, a level 2 superhuman hitman. Kim Jong-soo managed to activate the shield at his back, and the dagger strike was blocked. Our hero asked, "Who did you catch back there?" The dagger's boss wondered, was the opponent not even injured? Kim Jong-soo said that out of the two of them, it was the dagger boss who looked more like a rat. Kim Jong-soo thought that since the boss appeared on the 4th floor, it was a serious discrepancy with the story. That means there might be a problem. But he had known the patterns of this game for a long time. Upon entering the boss room, a certain attack system is triggered. In order to win, you must have the skills of anticipation and concentration before the battle begins. The boss of the daggers is a real killer. That's why you need to use all 5 senses to understand where the blow will come from. The opponent asked our hero how he stopped his attack. Kim Jong-soo replied that he was simply not afraid of him. Kim Jong-soo also added that he will make his opponent regret daring to attack him. The dagger's boss said that this guy pretends to be tough, but he's actually pathetic. The bandit threw his dagger, which flew straight at Kim Jong-soo with great speed. Kim Jong-soo managed to repel that knife with a sharp blade movement. Our hero thought, as expected of a killer, he is very fast. It was only through anticipation and concentration that he survived. This dagger had poison on it, so even a slight wound would be fatal. It was necessary to get rid of all obstacles as quickly as possible. The dagger's boss said that his opponent was unlucky today. However, if he surrendered right now, it would be possible to show mercy and damage only one arm. Kim Jong-soo said he doesn't like idle talk in such situations and suggested that the dagger's boss just attack. The perpetrator said he could tell from the ridiculous manner in which his opponent wielded the weapon that swords are not his forte. He's probably just a marksman. Now he decided to stall for time by talking through his teeth. Kim Jong-soo mostly uses firearms, so it's not surprising that his opponent mistook him for a shooter. The dagger's boss pounced on his opponent and told him to prepare for a long and painful death. Kim Jong-soo noticed his opponent let his guard down and stopped watching his defense. The villain laughed and said his opponent was too slow. Kim Jong-soo replied that he changed his characteristics, and now he is a warrior armed with a sword. Our hero applied his knowledge of swordsmanship. The first technique is destruction of the mountain. His opponent had not expected such an attack. He dropped his dagger and sank to his knees. His mouth was bleeding. Kim Jong-soo said that it was when they let their guard down that they lost most often. The dagger's boss exclaimed that it wasn't over yet. He had the knife. Kim Jong-soo realized that his opponent had a second win. The protagonist landed another effective blow, and his opponent fell face down. Kim Jong-soo, unfortunately, was also injured, with a knife sticking out of his body. He quickly pulled the blade out, but the poison had already penetrated his bloodstream. A change of skill was urgently needed. Our hero could barely stand on his feet. He was also in unbearable pain. There was no time to waste. There were still intruders everywhere. Dagger's headquarters, 5th floor, interrogation room. The bound director Choi was still there. The director thought it was necessary to act, for there was no one else in the room but him. He swayed and, together with the chair, collapsed to the floor. The man tried to grab a shard of glass to cut the ropes. Our hero entered the room and helped the director free himself. He asked how Mr. Choi had been captured. Kim Jong-soo said that he had to work hard to save the director. Director Choi was touched. Had Kim Jong-soo really come all the way for him? Our hero said that we should leave immediately. The enemies are very close by. Kim Jong-soo looked at the injured man and thought that those rascals had mistreated him. The boy offered the director to climb on his back. Mr. Choi refused. He couldn't afford it. Kim Jong-soo insisted. There was no time for bickering. He had to run away immediately. The director ended up climbing on the hero's back. Mr. Choi was so moved that he even cried. Kim Jong-soo thought that mysterious Seoul was a cruel world, but it can be a nice world sometimes. Kim Jong-soo gained a new skill, poison resistance. The poison was removed from his body when he drank the recovery potion. Director Choi said that the young man can drink as much potion as he wants. Kim Jong-soo replied that he had enough. The director explained that when he was selecting the ingredients to filter the nectar, there was a leak. The staff members couldn't be trusted. Kim Jong-soo said that it was okay. He had already drunk the nectar. The guy explained that without it, he wouldn't have been able to save the principal. Mr. Choi said that if he hadn't been captured, the young man wouldn't have done that. The boy thought that was not the case at all, but decided to leave the director in ignorance. Suddenly, there was a loud knock on the door of the room. Mr. Choi was startled. Could it really be the villains from the daggers? Choi told the young man in a trembling voice that they had guests and they should be greeted with dignity. Kim Jong-soo opened the door and saw the leader of the Iron Fist group, Kim Chok-won, on the doorstep. The young man got excited. Is Kim Chok-won really here already? The leader of the group noted that this guy was really unusual. He dared to destroy the daggers. So why did he call him? Rival factions, the Iron Fist and the Daggers, control areas of Siloam. In the end, the assignment was to help Iron Fist defeat the Daggers. Iron Fist provided valuable rewards for defeating the Daggers. Kim Chok-won asked if the guy was going to start his own gang. Kim Jong-soo replied that he was not interested in such things. The reason he had invited the Iron Fist leader was for the proposal to take control of the territory formerly held by the Daggers. Kim Jong-soo also explained that he prefers to work alone and is not going to join anything. However, he cannot leave his debt unpaid. Kim Chok-won said the deal is favorable, but is it too generous for a simple debt? Our hero said that through his actions, Kim Chok-won would become the master of Siloam, so he could fulfill one request. The Iron Fist leader inquired about the request in question. Kim Jong-soo said that as a person living in this city, he wants to have his own house. He decided that it was time to get real estate. He explained, if he was acting alone in this world, he definitely needed his own base. The young man remembered that he had almost been destroyed recently. His whole body ached. Kim Chok-won says that since this guy destroyed the Daggers, he's willing to make a deal. The protagonist smiled and thought that such a man was a pleasure to do business with. The leader of the group asked what kind of house the young man wanted. An expensive villa? An apartment in a new building? Kim Jong-soo said that he wanted a single-family home with reliable security and good soundproofing. It should have an underground training center. Kim Chok-won thought that this guy was clearly not noted for his modesty. The protagonist added that he knows of one suitable place. Kim Jong-soo clarified. It is the ridge of Kanabon Peak on the outskirts of Siloam District. It was where the first hero base was located in the game. Now Kim Jong-soo has learned what it's like to have his own home and free time. He thought that his new home was simply gorgeous. The view of the surrounding nature was beautiful. When he first came to Mysterious Soul, he felt depressed. The hospital then charged him a huge bill for his treatment, and now he not only has a house that looks more like a palace, but also a substantial fortune. He forced himself to focus. Now was not the time to get euphoric. After all, as the plot progresses, new adversaries will appear. The so-called ancient fathers' holy religions that seek to destroy Seoul. The young man reminded himself of the real reason for the joy of his new home. He went down into the underground complex, found the right spot in the wall, and said it was time for the hardest part. Taking the pickaxe, he swung it. The hero destroyed a section of the wall and peered through the resulting hole. He was satisfied with his find and his skills. Kim Jong-soo began to strike the stone behind the wall with his pickaxe. There was a lot more work than he expected. These details were omitted in the game. But the hero did not give up. He shouted with joy when he finally achieved his goal. The purest water flowed from the punctured spring. He found it extremely tasty. He felt as if he had come back to life. This source was truly magical. His health began to recover rapidly. The source was hot and full of energy. Even if the character loses consciousness or his health drops to zero, it is worth applying a cloth soaked in this water and his strength returns. Water eliminated magical side effects, poison, and other negative influences. Most notably, the source was right under his new home. Unlike the game, here you had to get everything yourself, but it was worth it. This spring had an excellent restorative effect, an ideal place to exercise. Even if you fall down from fatigue, you can recover quickly. Kim Jong-soo decided to start intensified training, free and without registration. 2 weeks have passed since then. The activation of the Black Flame was much more successful. The character used a swordsmanship technique. Technique 1 was mountain breaking. This was followed by the reception of the second, splitting the mountain. And finally, the third technique, drilling the mountain. which he performed with ease. Kim Jong-soo was convinced that he was used to both swordsmanship and black flames. He had even acquired new skills during his training. Now that the goals of physical training had been accomplished, there was one thing left: magical practice, which couldn't be mastered with an ordinary sword. Repeated ingestion of the nectar would allow one to become a level 3 superhuman. But after obtaining the second level, he still had an excess of magical energy. The stage of magical practice was necessary for its full assimilation. However, it cost millions to acquire it legally, and it wasn't easy. At Kim Chun-bok's shop, the salesman asked him if he was sure of his choice. The equipment had been gathering dust in the warehouse for decades. Kim Jong-soo confirmed that it was exactly what he was looking for. He thought he might be the only one who knew the real value of this treasure. Kim Jong-soo decided that it was time to head to Shinwon Market. The level up was near, but he was in for an unpleasant surprise. Kim Chun-bok's shop was closed. Moreover, there was a magical seal hanging on the door, preventing one from entering. The hero was surprised, because in the game this store was always available at the right moment. He suspected that the other shops might be closed as well. What's going on? As he approached Shinwon Market, he was convinced. Everything was indeed closed. The mysterious soul, as he knew it, had changed. He saw a lone man and wondered if things were so bad in the market now. The owner of one of the stores still in operation was clearly uncomfortable. He was surprised. What kind of customers could there be if the factions were fighting in the streets? Kim Jong-soo wondered if this was Iron Fist territory. The man replied that after Iron Fist's victory over daggers, conflicts between Fist, Poison, and Naked started here. Kim Jong-soo was unpleasantly surprised. He had expected the factions to stay out of the way. In the original storyline, Iron Fist defeated the daggers and took control of the market. Until recently, it was the daggers who controlled Shinwon. This time, however, Kim Jong-soo himself dealt with the daggers. Therefore, other groups are now vying for control of the market. Kim Jong-soo decided it would be a good idea to take a look at the new actors. One of the bandits hit his opponent and he flew far back. The villain said what everyone knew: this intersection was Poison's territory. It was Iron Scorpion, the deputy leader of Venom, an N-level character, a second-level superhuman. He ordered the Dagger Rats to scatter. Another faction intervened in the conversation and asked what was going on here. It was a group called the Naked Ones, or almost naked. Iron Scorpio commented that it seems that perverts have appeared. The opponent stated that this intersection now belonged to the Naked Ones. This was the Exhibitionist, the faction's deputy, also an N-level character and a second-level superhuman. Iron Scorpion stated that he disagreed and advised the Naked to fuck off before they were dressed. Kim Jong-soo noted that the mess in front of him was a real mess. One of the guys asked if he was the one who destroyed the daggers. Kim Jong-soo ordered him up. That was a thing. Our hero told the opponents to stop arguing and come closer. He thought that in order to stabilize the market, a hierarchy should be created. The best thing to do is to support the guys from daggers. Iron Scorpion wondered who was talking so loudly. Kim Jong-soo knew that all the superhumans here were second level. The Naked leader asked him if he wanted to make a donation. Kim Jong-soo thought that he could have defeated the opponents at full strength, but then innocents might have gotten hurt. He decided to show off and drew his sword. The opponents were surprised. Is this knowledge of swordsmanship? Holy heat? Was this the same guy who had single-handedly defeated the daggers? Kim Jong-soo confirmed this and said he was generous, offering a one-on-one, no-holds-barred fight. The winner takes the territory. Iron Scorpion questioned his sanity. Fighting one-on-one with a warrior? Kim Jong-soo said he will give opponents the right to choose any weapon they want. He asked Nudist if his ability was mind control. The young man suggested that he could withstand his onslaught and win. Nudist recognized that Kim Jong-soo was well informed. The Naked leader suggested that they don't fight and just join their goddess. Kim Jong-soo replied that it sounded disgusting and he didn't see the point. He added that the Naked cult is so weak that they don't even have 7 branches and a second stage of influence. Why join a sect that wasn't even mentioned in the Treaty of Westphalia? The Nudist realized that the man before him was an unbeliever and promised that the goddess would enlighten him. The Naked leader demanded that Kim Jong-soo kneel before him and accept the grace of the goddess. Kim Jong-soo felt how strong the mind control skill was. He even felt like bowing down. However, he pulled himself together and knocked his opponent out with a fist punch to the jaw. He said not even a saint could break him. The associates carried the exhibitionist away. They have nothing more to do here. Kim Jong-soo looked at Iron Scorpion and said it was her turn. Kim Jong-soo looked at Iron Scorpion and said it was her turn. Iron Scorpion confidently declared that she was far stronger than this exhibitionist. Kim Jong-soo said he wants to test it. If she can create poison, let her try to poison him. Iron Scorpion agreed to demonstrate her abilities. A spokesman for Daggers warned, her poison is deadly. Kim Jong-soo replied that there is no need to worry. He is absolutely confident. The woman handed him a mug of poison and said, if he died, it was her victory. If he survived, it was his. Kim Jong-soo identified it as loss from admiring flowers, a poison that causes extreme suffering. He noticed that with that odor, he didn't feel thirsty. Iron Scorpion ordered, no drop of antidote. Kim Jong-soo agreed and drank the contents. He threw back the mug and clutched it, the blood in his body boiling. Iron Scorpion stated that if he kissed her boots and begged, he would get the antidote. Kim Jong-soo concentrated. The poison is complex, mixed with several poisons, so resistance alone is not enough. We have to hold out using recovery. His hand was already darkening. It's time to act. Iron Scorpion wondered, why was the poison only concentrated in her hand? Our hero has activated a new skill, drug resistance. He could now control the poison with magic, but there was still something else. Kim Jong-soo pulled out his blade and made a cut on his blackened arm. Poison blood dripped from the wound. Iron Scorpion wondered, how was he able to get the poison out? After all, it was impossible. Kim Jong-soo said it was really gross and added that now it was his turn. The young man grabbed the woman's finger and ripped it off. Iron Scorpion screamed that no one dared do that to her. Kim Jong-soo said he was tired of this trivial talk. The poison's lost so they can get out of here. The opponents shouted that they had won. Long live Kim Jong-soo. Our hero thought that it was not difficult to win. However, there were important things to do now. People said the Iron Fist group won, but how long will the bandits keep robbing them? Kim Jong-soo asked the people present. They realized that he is the winner, right? Everyone nodded their heads understandingly. Kim Jong-soo said that from now on, the fee for keeping order in the market would be half of what people had been paying before. The bandits were frightened because they would have nothing left. Kim Jong-soo indignantly asked his opponent, does he really have something against it? The opponent said that he understood everything. Their head would definitely agree too. The laborers couldn't believe it. Is payment now only half price? Shinwon had a protector. The peaceful citizens thanked Mr. Kim Jong-soo. The guy replied that it was his duty. Kim Jong-soo thought that Shinwon Market was a place that sold everything. Our hero was offered an 80% discount on the entire range of merchandise at any time. Kim Chunbok said for the gentleman to come into his store. He had heard a lot about this man from the local merchants. After all, he is the new hero. Kim Jong-soo said that as a decent citizen, he could not pass by the existing lawlessness. Kim Chunbok said that they had previously suffered a lot from these thugs. Kim Chunbok showed his cast and said that he had gotten into a fight earlier and broke his arm, so he had to temporarily close up store. Kim Jong-soo thoughtfully asked if Kim Chunbok was taking the necessary medication. The man confirmed that he had undergone treatment, so he felt much better. If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have been cured in a month. Kim Jong-soo asked if there is a doctor in Silom who treats traders. Our hero stated that he would like to buy something from this store. Kim Chunbok said that the young man could feel at home here. The boy asked the salesman to show what was inside instead of outside. Kim Chunbok was surprised. How did the young man know? Kim Jong-soo said he knows everything. It's not for nothing that our hero spent 10,000 hours on the game. The old man said he never showed the basement to new customers. But since he was a superhuman, he would show something special. The host stated that there were a large number of magic items collected here, so it was okay to look around. Kim Jong-soo thought that there were a huge number of unique things in the game in this basement. The most important thing was the horn of the ancient god, whose magic power was sealed with a magic seal. It was indeed a great item. Kim Jong-soo thought, if he took what he came for, shouldn't he now see something useful? Kim Chunbok said that the young man, as a superhuman, has excellent insight. 5 colored diamonds, magic goggles, steel armor, and even the horn of the ancient god are all very rare artifacts. The merchant said he only wanted 2 billion coins for all of it. Kim Chunbok explained that this is the amount they charge new visitors, but he can't demand such a price from the market protector, so he's willing to cut it down to 500 million. Our hero said that Chunbok was a real joker. The young man thought that an 80% discount was excellent. Now all our hero needed was to find a superhuman priest to help break the seal. Of course, The young man found a lucky clue. Kim Jong-soo said he was interested in the address of that particular doctor. Our hero knocked on the door. "Anybody home?" The door's open. "What kind of visitors are here this early?" A man with white hair and a pale face stood in front of Kim Jong-soo. He was the guy he was looking for. Kim Jong-soo said it had been 12 hours. It was morning. The young man asked what the guest wanted. Kim Jong-soo said that he was recommended a good doctor. The landlord rejoiced. "So it's a visitor?" because he thought it was the bandits again. The doctor told the visitor to lie down on the couch and tell him what his pain was. Kim Jong-soo looked at the statue in the room, and it seemed new to him. The protagonist stated that he came here because of the treatment technology. Kim Jong-soo would like to ask you to unseal this item. Our hero was holding a horn. The doctor says he's here to treat. This visitor has a sacred seal. It's better to go to the temple with this thing. They will definitely help. Kim Jong-soo said that it was too expensive and could be taken away. Kim Jong-soo offered to pay the doctor 100 million. The doctor asked if the guest knew his name. Kim Jong-soo nodded affirmatively. It was Priest Kim, the third tutorial character in the game. Priest Kim worships the forgotten god who died 3,000 years ago. He is also one of the few people in the game with a simple character. In this world of false priests, finding a true believer is like plucking a star from the sky. In other words, Priest Kim was extremely helpful. The landlord did not understand how the visitor knew that he was not a healer at all, but a real priest. Kim Jong-soo promised to keep it a secret. Priest Kim replied that it would not be easy to break the seal, but he would try. The priest placed the horn in front of him on the floor. Kim Jong-soo sat down next to him. After a series of complicated actions, the priest said that he had succeeded. The seal was broken. It was indeed the horn of the ancient god. The characteristic years of Einherja experience has been activated. Kim Jong-soo admiringly remarked that it was just unbelievable. The priest explained that it was a collection of magical experiences. Kim Jong-soo agreed. He brought the horn up to his mouth and made a prolonged sound. The device began to absorb the excess magical power from his body. Kim Jong-soo thought that this was a great result. He had gained years of Einherja experience. A calmness swept over him, as if from the vast waters of the Pacific Ocean. In 15 days, he would completely absorb the magical energy and reach the third level. This was the first time Priest Kim had seen a superhuman warrior capable of absorbing magical energy. Kim Jong-soo sank down on the couch and admitted that it wasn't easy. He was very tired. He added that he had endured too much information and energy and needed rest. Priest Kim said the visitor can rest as long as he wants. After all, he has paid enough. Kim Jong-soo thought that everything was developing smoothly, as if he was back in the game. Finding a good priest is really good luck. However, his sleep was interrupted by a strange noise. Some kind of liquid was pouring into the money bag. Priest Kim poured gasoline into the bag and was about to set it on fire. Kim Jong-soo became indignant and asked what he was doing. The priest with a lighter in his hand prayed that the forgotten god would accept his offering and rise again. Kim Jong-soo was frightened. What else was Priest Kim up to? He sharply knocked the lighter out of his hands, preventing a fire. The hero asked what exactly he was going to sacrifice. The priest replied that he usually burns money to honor God. This was new to Kim Jong-soo. The priest assured me that his God accepts nothing else, only money burned as a sacrifice. Kim Jong-soo wondered if this was still believed. The god that the priest Kim served was over 3,000 years old. In the game, this religion was almost abandoned until Kim tried to resurrect the deity. Kim Jong-soo couldn't believe in such a strange ritual. He said it was better to melt the gold and scatter it. The priest was surprised. Isn't that something only heretics do? Kim Jong-soo asked if he had ever tried it. The priest objected that their religion had been practicing its canons for thousands of years. Kim Jong-soo pointed out that in all that time, they had never managed to resurrect God. Doesn't that show that their rituals are meaningless? But it's not easy to melt gold, and that would make the ritual valuable. Kim Jong-soo thought if the priest helped him, then he should also repay. They melted the gold. Priest Kim thought it was enough, but Kim Jong-soo insisted on continuing. The effect would be maximized. He held out a mug of liquid gold and suggested that the priest listen to himself to see if God would respond. The priest agreed. After drinking the molten metal, the priest was shocked. It worked. Instead of burning money, they just had to use gold. Kim Jong-soo said that the priest should continue to follow this method, then he will be successful. As a token of gratitude, the priest gave the hero a healing necklace. It is sure to bring good luck. Kim Jong-soo said that it was unseemly to refuse gifts and thought that there were many good quests in the game from this character. He added that if that was the fate, he would help the priest in prayer. The hero confessed that he felt a strong desire to repay him with kindness. A week passed. Priest Kim begged him to stop. His body was already half gold, but Kim Jong-soo insisted on continuing. The priest asked him who he was, if he could gain such power in such a short time. Wouldn't he become dependent on it? Kim Jong-soo replied that just in case, let the priest pray that it doesn't happen. He knew each of the 4 tutorial characters in the game had unique characteristics. Priest Kim, unlike him, didn't depend on magic energy, which meant he could have a fast growth. Kim Jong-soo decided to continue. The priest has awakened and reached the 3rd level. Can he now become an apostle? Kim Jong-soo rejoiced, great, we can do it right now. The priest suggested that he was not ready yet, but the hero assured him that he already felt God perfectly, and therefore he was ready. If the level is reached, a meeting should be called, and recognition should be given. The priest recognized that this growth was only possible because of Kim Jong-soo. Of course, he would never forget it. The hero said it was just a help, but at the same time, hinted that the priest should rather become an archbishop and bring him a church relic from the warehouse. The priest recalled the meeting but did not want to go there alone. He asked for an escort. Kim Jong-soo replied that of course he would go with him. There's no need to worry. He thought it was a great opportunity and activated the Priest Kim quest. The next day, the events moved to the temple. Everyone present recognized that Priest Kim had reached the 3rd level, and it was a real surprise. The bishop came into the room and indignantly said it was outrageous and disgusting. It was indeed the acting bishop of the church, and he came accompanied by a guard. The bishop inquired who gave Priest Kim the authority to call the meeting arbitrarily. The priest replied that anyone could do it. The bishop added, just not a traitor. A person who was at level 1 3 months ago and now suddenly became level 3 can't be anything but a traitor. It's impossible to become stronger so quickly. Apparently, Priest Kim had gotten this power by selling his spirit brothers. The young man countered that he had just found a good way to level up. The bishop shouted that he did not want to hear false excuses. Priest Kim should be silenced immediately. The guards were ordered to seize the priest. Kim Jong-soo asked if these people came here to scare children. The bishop asked who he was. Kim Jong-soo replied that he was a security guard for Priest Kim. The bishop exclaimed that this was the business of the church. Outsiders had no place here. Kim Jong-soo reiterated that he was a security guard and there was no need for the elder to shake the air. The bishop became even more indignant. Priest Kim told the bishop that he drank molten gold to raise his level. It was an honest word. The bishop said that this was a most horrible transgression. After such a thing, one could not escape punishment. The priest objected that it was not heresy. God had given him permission. The bishop shouted for the heretic to be silent. He would personally purify him and present his sinful soul to God. The priest would burn in the fire for the rest of his life. Kim Jong-soo said that attacking priests is blasphemy and activated the shield. The bishop was surprised. They were able to repel the fireball? Kim Jong-soo asked, is it allowed to attack an apostolic candidate? The bishop replied that he was not an apostle, but a heretic. Priest Kim was surprised. Is he really an apostolic candidate? Kim Jong-soo offered the priest the golden ball and told him to just eat it and pray. The bishop told the hero to get out of the way or he would die. Kim Jong-soo asked what happens if a priest proves he can become an apostle. The priest was covered in heat again and all red hot. The bishop marveled, is this really the coming of an apostle? Kim Jong-soo realized why he didn't make the young man an apostle earlier. That bishop was weak and envious. This bishop is an evil character who will always be jealous of Priest Kim. It is better to get rid of him at the initial stage. The condition for Priest Kim to become an apostle is to eat the golden religion of another religion. While others are dealing with the bishop, we need to make the young man an apostle quickly. Those present recognized the coming of the apostle. Our hero declared that it was time to get rid of the blasphemers. Kim Jong-soo said he wanted to ask God some questions. Because of envy, one bishop almost destroyed another priest and accused him of heresy. What should be done with this bishop? The new apostle said that the bishop must be destroyed. Kim Jong-soo drew his sword and put it to the bishop's head. The hero asked the bishop if he had heard glory to God. Such a thing cannot be denied. After these words, the bishop was destroyed and fell to the ground. Those present thought this was crazy. What is going on here anyway? Kim Jong-soo decided to deal with the main villain. Priest Kim said that the bishop was the main villain. Kim Jong-soo said that there was no need to feel sorry for him. He deserved that fate. What does God say? The apostle said that God told him to go to the Levant, where the cult was based, and bring gold there. Kim Jong-soo agreed that we should go and increase our strength. Our hero thought that this way, Priest Kim would be able to pay him back faster. We need to get something from the church's warehouse before the trip. Priest Kim promised to do so. The hero decided that the priest really wanted to help and prepared offerings, a statue and a sword. Finally, our hero received the first R-rated weapon, the Holy Sword. Kim Jong-soo never thought he would receive a god statue with the ability to create a shrine as a gift. Sanctuary is a skill that helps turn any area into a safe zone. When an enemy invades, Sanctuary drives them out and has a deterrent effect. Now our hero can train without fear of attack from the outside. As such, the young man decided to train hard using the gifted sword. This time, however, it was overkill. He wasn't recovering well, even with magic. Still, Kim Jong-soo practiced the enro technique of swordsmanship without rest. He felt that his magic power and skill had increased significantly. Kim Jong-soo decided to check the results of his hard work. Guy got on the phone with Principal Choi and asked how he was feeling. He said he wanted to take care of some pressing matters. Kim Jong-soo asked Director Choi if he had the most badass bully in mind. The director asked if the young man remembered the first range. Kim Jong-soo replied that it was impossible to forget such a thing. It was there that he first encountered real danger. The director stated that several janitors went there to check and reported 6 new mutants. Kim Jong-soo said that in that case, the Janitors Association should be contacted. The director noted that the officials asked not to disseminate this information. They don't want to make a big deal out of it. Kim Jong-soo parried that there was no way to hide it anyway. Officials always talk a lot. The young man asked what the mission was about. Director Choi replied that the rates were low. 100 million for a first-level mutant and 300 million for a second-level mutant. But the reward was an artifact, a magic gun with a curse reversal function. Kim Jong-soo asked what exactly this gun is canceling. The principal replied that it was partly due to the young man himself, the weapons used in his ancient father's church. Kim Jong-soo thought that it was impossible to refuse such a mission. This strange church likes to impose the black flame, which he had already dealt with. The young man agreed to do the task. Black demonic energy spilled over the huge pavilion. Kim Jong-soo, with his gun behind his back, headed for the epicenter of events. He noticed that the place hadn't been cleaned in only a few days, and the pollution was already so bad. Too suspicious. The guy saw nothing around him and decided to prepare for an attack. Kim Jong-soo pulled out his automatic rifle when he heard monsters nearby. He had to listen and see which direction they were coming from. One of the monsters showed up from behind, and the hero had time at the last moment to look back and start shooting. Kim Jong-soo shouted that he was going to destroy the monster and pulled the trigger, and a burst of gunfire erupted. The monster suffered multiple wounds and flew far back, but its wings proved to be bulletproof. The monster turned around and lunged at the hero, but the young man repeated the shots. The monster didn't stop, and Kim Jong-soo managed to dodge to the side at the last moment. If not, he would have been torn apart. If the battle with this impenetrable enemy is prolonged, there will be no victory. So, we need to get rid of him quickly. Kim Jong-soo took aim and decided to take one accurate shot. The shot came right between the monster's eyes, blood spurting out. The young man acquired a new skill, sighting, and realized that he was able to improve his shooting ability. Kim Jong-soo suggested that the noise of the gunshots had attracted other monsters, and it was impossible to fight several at once for now. To begin with, the hero hid and decided to wait for a while. Soon there were new monsters, scary and horrible. Kim Jong-soo took out a grenade and prepared himself. He threw her forward, determined to destroy them all at once as soon as they came together. A powerful explosion sounded. The epicenter was engulfed in flames. The young man raised his automatic rifle and said that the monsters could approach one by one. After a while, all the monsters were destroyed, and the hero realized the meaning of the saying, "Work with your head." But there was a new batch of enemies around that he hadn't noticed. They were moving too quietly. Kim Jong-soo thought, are they not mutants but vengeful ghosts created by the necromancer? He was surprised when one mutant spoke to him. Could they really talk? The mutant said for the master to speak to him. Kim Jong-soo noticed that there was a speaker attached to the monster that had a voice coming out of it. He realized he was being spoken to by a necromancer who asked why the superhuman was making a fuss in his domain. Kim Jong-soo thought that this was indeed the necromancer's place. He remembered the Janitors Association Their specialty is cleaning places of contaminated magical power, but they're actually one of the most villainous organizations in the game. Cleanup is just a cover. Their real job is to run dirty errands while increasing their own power. Kim Jong-soo thought that the janitors were the ones behind the incident. They create situations for the state to turn to them for help and thus increase their influence. Officials hostile to the association may have dreamed of using the issue to get rid of janitors. The necromancer said, "If they have no reason to fight, I have a suggestion. You are very strong. Would you like to join us?" Kim Jong-soo was surprised. "Are you suggesting joining an organization that creates mutants in junkyards?" The necromancer replied that with his skills they would succeed. In response, our hero showed his middle finger. The necromancer said that this man is not a compliant man. If he doesn't want to join them, he'll become one of them. The mutants turned around and ran towards Kim Jong-soo. Our hero raised his automatic rifle and opened fire to kill them. However, the weapon was powerless against them. In that case, the young man drew his magic sword. He said that for dark power, there is always light power. The necromancer wondered, where did this man get a holy sword? Kim Jong-soo says that he has no intention of talking again. The sword in his hand will explain everything for him. Kim Jong-soo thought that the fight itself wasn't something difficult because of his superiority over monsters. And yet there are too many of these mutants, so we need to change our strategy. If you add the artifact skills to the skills that help you withstand an attack, you get as many as 9 skills. This is enough to hope for a good outcome of the battle. Kim Jong-soo was dissatisfied with the attack because he thought the effect should have been stronger. The young man decided to do it again. This time the result was better. Our hero thought his head felt like he was walking on stilts. It is necessary to use his strength better in the future. The protagonist acquired a new skill, acceleration, and immediately decided to use it to inflict damage. Kim Jong-soo decided that he should immediately try out his newly acquired strength. The boy jumped up high. Our hero got a skill, the ability to jump. Accelerate and jump. There's no better combination of skills to avoid the surroundings. Continuously changing trajectories of movement and jumping from place to place, the young man effectively dealt with the mutants. At some point, our hero looked around and realized that there were no more monsters nearby. However, he was very tired. Kim Jong-soo thought he was being resisted by a real paladin. A duel was imminent. Our hero said, if the opponent is so confident, he should come out. His opponent was surprised. What kind of mage would fight a warrior one-on-one? He'd rather give this guy a gift. The opponent was a destroyed soldier with a shield, an undead of the 2nd level, a descendant of Karen. However, our hero realized that he hadn't fully recovered yet. It was necessary to avoid a direct collision at this point. The necromancer said this man moves well. He would make an excellent dead soldier. Our hero remembered that there was one ironclad rule in Mysterious Soul. When dealing with a necromancer, you shouldn't waste time with his subordinates. Kim Jong-soo moved close to his opponent and swung his magic sword. The young man made a deceptive movement and, ducking down, slipped between his opponent's legs. Now our hero was behind the monster's back. The 2nd level undead saw the young man and rushed after him again. He shouted that he would definitely get him now. Another opponent appeared, who said that this guy he was about to send to the underworld. Our hero knew this face. It was an R-level necromancer, Karen, one of the representatives of the Janitorial Association and current landfill manager. Karen said, "Does the opponent really think it's going to be the way he wants it to be?" Karen's demonic hands spread out in different directions and tried to grab our hero. Kim Jong-soo used his sword in response. Karen laughed and said that this man would never defeat him. Kim Jong-soo was attacked by treacherous arrows flying from all directions. Karen stated that he liked to hear his opponent scream. The young man had to agree to his proposal. Kim Jong-soo thought that he was now seeing Heron's final technique, an explosion of darkness. Heron activated the blast and said that was it. The battle could be considered over. Kim Jong-soo was unharmed and said that it was really over. Heron wondered if this guy had nothing else to say. Kim Jong-soo said that he doesn't like to get in the way. When the boss uses his last move, he picks up the right skills. Now it's going to get more interesting. Kim Jong-soo activated the 3 skills that form the Trinity: Sword, Heart of Mana, and Strength, a technique that only appears in the face of doom. It allows you to destroy any tangible or intangible object. The sword skill was used. Heron shouted that it was impossible. He could not believe his eyes. Flash was activated. It was the ultimate art of swordsmanship that only those who had reached the peak of their abilities could master. After such a powerful attack, our hero found himself lying on the ground on his back. He thought he was a few steps away from death. However, he had captured the third-level superhuman, Sharon. Even in the game, to catch someone level 2, you have to join the community. And even at level 3, it's impossible to go it alone with full gear and good stats. Kim Jong-soo said that this victory was only possible because of 10,000 hours of play. Was the young man ready to see what he got? Director Choi was surprised. Had Kim Jong-soo really cleared this place of monsters? In front of him stood a great superhuman. Our hero didn't deny it. Kim Jong-soo grabbed his shoulder and said that he got hurt in the battles. Director Choi said that this body is priceless. It can't be injured. One of the management officials said that it was as if Kim Jong-soo had worked hard. He was being thanked for catching so many mutants. Kim Jong-soo stated that when he came to the dump, it was not what he was told happened. Kim Jong-soo showed what was left of the mutants. They were loudspeakers and other items. The man was surprised. It was a magic chip that created ghosts. Heron, the head of the junkyard, had used such a device. Kim Jong-soo agreed and added that what happened was not a natural disaster, but a man-made one. The man cursed at the association. Kim Jong-soo asked if he had a bad relationship with the association. The man confirmed every time there was an incident, the association demanded an inflated price for their services and put them in a terrible position. There was a conflict, but how can you turn innocent people into mutants? Kim Jong-soo thought in surprise. Didn't he know anything? Although in the game, the details about the Janitors Association are revealed after the meeting at the junkyard. The man said they wanted to apologize. Kim Jong-soo had put himself in danger because of them. Our hero replied that he was just getting rid of the bad guys. The young man was given a suitcase and told that it was the promised reward. Kim Jong-soo thanked him. But why 2 suitcases? The man explained. In one was a magical weapon, in the other a gift from the bottom of his heart. After all, the young man had done more than what was agreed upon. Kim Jong-soo thanked him. There was holy water in one of the suitcases and a gun in the other. Our hero had already planned to buy holy water from the temple, but now he got it for free. The man said he was going to report the atrocities to the Cleaners Association using the evidence provided. Kim Jong-soo asked if the enemies would retaliate. The man confirmed that there was no way to hide the details of the incident. Kim Jong-soo stated that he can handle it on his own. Already in the car, Director Choi said it was better to hide for a while to avoid the association's retaliation. Kim Jong-soo admitted that he doesn't know any good hiding places. In the game, when a junkyard quest ends, the next one related to it immediately appears, so the player is inevitably in conflict with the Janitor Association. Ending Heron, the leader of the junkyard, was the only right thing to do. He was causing too many problems. It is important to note that the quest at the junkyard is divided into several stages, and there is freedom of action in it. The best option for the hero now is to do nothing. In fact, after what happened, the association chairman and management invade the player's home with a large number of superhumans. Kim Jong-soo thought that he should choose the easiest option to complete the task. Kim Jong-soo asked Director Choi if he knew the Kanuban area. He replied that it was a restricted area south of Silim. There is an extensive poppy farm there, and once you walk in, you may forget why you came. Kim Jong-soo said that it was the property of the Janitors Association. Choi wondered, why would they grow poppies? Kim Jong-soo explained that it wasn't just about poppies. It's a real criminal organization that experiments and even traffics in human beings. Our hero stated that we should visit Kanabon first. The car sped through the intersection and braked sharply. Kim Jong-soo said that he would need a lot of things. Could Director Choi prepare them? Choi wondered. An electromagnetic bomb and claymore? Is the young man really going to start a war? The director added that they will have to spend a lot of money to buy it all. Kim Jong-soo said that money is not something to worry about. The young man handed the bag to the headmaster and said that it was left over from the fight with the monsters in the junkyard. He could use it. Mr. Choi said that no matter how strong a young man is, he can't handle them alone. The chairman of the association is a level 4 superhuman. The others are at least level 3. Kim Jong-soo stated that he won't be alone. There's no need to worry about that. The director just needs to prepare everything necessary. It's been 2 days. The sanctuary is Kanuban. One of the guards was attacked and neutralized. The other guard raised his weapon to his shoulder and asked, "Who is here?" However, he too was immediately attacked. All the guards were destroyed. Our hero was unharmed. Kim Jong-soo thought that the most interesting part was the infiltration. Our hero stated that they had taken out the guards. There were really no survivors around. The guy decided it was time to check out the basement. The guard in the basement was punched in the nose with a fist. Kim Chok-won, leader of the Iron Fist faction, said the way is clear and Kim Jong-soo can safely enter the basement. The leader said that the association were really scoundrels. They became like that when they started kidnapping people, changing their bodies and selling them. There should be no pity for them. Chok-won confirmed that it is a veritable factory for performing modifications on the body. Kim Jong-soo said that when it's over, the power of the group leader will increase. Chok-won asked if he was sure the association would be up to him. He wouldn't want Iron Fist to get hurt. Kim Jong-soo replied that he does not act rashly. Our hero said that Kanubin, as a sanctuary for the association, has lax security. Therefore, it's perfect for declaring war. The next morning came. The chairman of the association was informed of an emergency. Kanubin had been attacked. The man who destroyed Mr. Heron has also taken over Kanubin. Park Dae-up, chairman of the Janitors Association, was enraged and asked who dared to do this? The aide said the man asked me to give the chairman this. Judging from the picture, Park Tae-hyup realized that this guy was in a poppy field and burned it. Park Tae-hyup shouted that he would destroy Kim Jong-soo. The association's militants have arrived at the poppy field, or where it used to be. It was angrily stated that this person actually burned down the entire poppy field. Kim Jong-soo is completely unaware of his actions. They have to catch this guy, so they have to infiltrate and destroy him. They have to show the chairman of the association the power of the External Cooperation Department. The squad commander said to be careful. The opponent may be firing from the building. Vigilant fighters noticed a rifle sticking out of the window. The commander took aim in that direction and said the enemy was caught. A shot rang out and a bullet pierced the window. The commander laughed and said he hit the bullseye. The next moment there was an explosion. The militants scattered in different directions. The commander raised his head and saw that a missile was flying in their direction. There was no point in running. Again there was an explosion, which our hero could observe thanks to the installed CCTV cameras. Kim Jong-soo thought that it was not in vain that he had tried all night. The young man noticed that the skill trap was very useful. The protagonist realized that it was foolish to fight everyone at once. Kim Jong-soo decided to eliminate the surviving rivals from the control room in the basement. The chairman of the association, while under the protective dome, said that the man had prepared better than they had anticipated. Park Tae-hyup said that they should have expected something like this as a form of open provocation. One of the fighters said to leave the opponent to him. He had already studied his strategy. It was Cyborg, a third-level R-class superhuman, vice chairman of the Janitorial Association. Park Dae-up said he wanted that man alive. He had to suffer a lot before he died. A grenade fell in front of the protective dome, and there was an explosion. The association leader stated that it was safe inside. You need to keep throwing grenades, checking for mines, and making sure the path is safe. A missile appeared from above, aimed directly at the members of the association. There was a correspondingly powerful explosion. The gunner saw where the shell was fired from and returned fire. It was on the right side of the roof. Return fire damaged the right side of the roof. There was a rocket launcher on the roof that had been disabled. The association leader said they will now head to the asylum and show them what hell means. Although this person may already be guessing his future, the leader and his fighters got inside. There was no one around. Our hero was in a secret room in front of a control and surveillance console. The guy asked, "Can one do such an inhuman thing, even if he is a cyborg?" Suddenly, the alarm system went off. Kim Jong-soo thought it was faster than he expected. Are the guys from the Janitors Association also new to going on quests? The doorknob was knocked off and it flew to the floor. The door opened and two girls entered the room. One of them said that this guy was hiding in the basement like a rat. Now they were going to have some fun with him. They were Ebony and Piper, third-level R-class superhumans. They were part of the leadership of the Janitors Association. However, there was no one in front of the control panel. Did this guy see them and run away? Our hero used the skills Stealth and Pretend to be dead. Kim Jong-soo was behind the girls, but they didn't notice him. It was very noisy outside, as if a full-scale war had broken out. But the association's plan was for the leadership to attack the hero from behind. The young man wondered how one could not understand such a trivial thing. The guy decided to try something and threw some sort of device at the girls' feet. The girls realized that it was a trap, a flash bang grenade with secret functions. Kim Jong-soo said he had a lot of things to do, so he ran. Piper screamed that they would destroy him as soon as they caught him. Kim Jong-soo was no longer paying attention to the girls. He realized that they were assassins and would follow him. He had to quickly change his location. However, he couldn't get far. He was discovered. Our hero decided that he would have to defend himself first. The magic shield and defense skills were activated. Kim Jong-soo laughed and said that the girls should confess how many more times they will shoot. After all, he's going to block everything anyway. Piper laughed and said this young man would never make it. She had a huge gun. The bullet from that gun penetrated the shield and lodged in it. Kim Jong-soo tensed up. He turned around again and started to run away. Piper said it was a magic bullet with an explosion. You can't run or hide from bullets like that. Ebony also fired a shot and told the young man to catch the dessert. Our hero suffered penetrating wounds and began to bleed out. The girls didn't advise the young man to pass out. After all, their plan was to torture him for a long time. Kim Jong-soo said that they shouldn't worry. He habitually gave the girls the middle finger, which made them very angry. Ebony said he needed to be beaten to finally shut up and kicked him. Kim Jong-soo couldn't hold on and flew far back. He was on his knees and writhing in pain. The girls approached him. Ebony had said that the drug affected the arteries. It was very hard to resist. Piper stated that it is time to meet with the president of the Janitorial Association. Kim Jong-soo looked up and said that they were already there. He decided that being an actor wasn't that hard. The young man wondered if the girls thought the ticking of the clock sounded too suspicious. Maybe it's not a clock ticking, but a giant bomb? He activated the skill and quickly left the room. The girls were left standing in bewilderment. Kim Jong-soo thought that after removing all of his skills, he needed to get the girls to approach that watch. After all, he had installed over 1 billion magic projectiles inside. He wished the girls sweet dreams and pressed the button. The girls realized that it was indeed a trap. There was a huge explosion. With a sense of accomplishment, Kim Jong-soo sat down to rest. He thought that part of the association's leadership had been dealt with without consequence. A few more remained. It was urgent to regain physical strength. Suddenly, through a break in the wall, the militants entered the room, led by their leader. Toth asked angrily, "Did he destroy Ebony and Piper?" Kim Jong-soo smiled and said that he was willing to give that honor to him as well. The cyborg shouted that the young man should not even hope for a quick and painless death. Kim Jong-soo agreed, everyone has their own preferences. All the militants took aim at him. The leader said he was going to finish this guy off. He was glad that Kim Jong-soo had changed his body so much. Young smiled, thanked his opponents, and pressed the button. Everyone present began squirming in pain. They were paralyzed. Kim Jong-soo raised his machine gun and said that this bomb was worth $1 billion. For these machines, the combination of shotgun and electromagnetic projectiles is a real treat. All the militants were eliminated. However, their leader was unharmed. Kim Jong-soo wondered how much money the cyborg spent on his body. Not even a bomb works on him. The villain said that the young man would not succeed and he should prepare to die. He rushed to the attack. At the last moment, Kim Jong-soo managed to dodge. The gun was knocked out of his hands. Cyborg asked, was he really only going to defend himself? Our hero realized that the opponent has great power, so we're going to have to compete in a speed contest. Kim Jong-soo said that everything but his eyes are fake, so he's a fraud. The cyborg's leg ignited, holes appearing on it. The villain said he wasn't even ticklish and kicked the young man with that foot. He flew off again. The blow was powerful, and Kim Jong-soo realized that the enemy's body was surrounded by magical energy. The enemy's body was surrounded by magic energy. The cyborg inquired if life was good with a weak body. Kim Jong-soo called him a cursed machine. His body was a mechanical body powered by magical energy. The villain said he would damage the young man's hands and replace them with umbrellas. Kim Jong-soo suddenly pulled out a gun and said he had thought of something. Cyborg reminded him that he wasn't afraid of bullets. The young man replied, "Regular ones, yes, but I have bullets with black flames." He fired. The bullet rushed toward the target. Cyborg cried out in surprise. The shell hit him. The criminal cried out in pain. Irreversible processes began inside him. Kim Jong-soo explained, the enemy's body was created by magic, and the black flame technique ignites the magic power. Now he won't be able to put out the fire. The young man laughed and said that his opponent's skin would soon suffer greatly. The cyborg fell to his knees and continued to scream, writhing in pain. Kim Jong-soo drew his sword, wished his opponent a happy journey, and destroyed him. Kim Jong-soo said he had one last case left. Our hero stated that he intended to move forward and destroy the Janitors Association. In doing so, he opened automatic fire. The guy said he'd already sorted out the management. All that was left was the rabble. The fighters of the Purgatorial Association decided that they were in a hopeless situation and it would be better if they did not retreat. Kim Jong-soo continued to shoot and uttered that he loved that kind of shouting. Suddenly, there was a deafeningly loud sound and the young man clutched his ears. It was unbearable. It was a battle cry. Another man appeared on the battlefield. His eyes were as red as a tiger's. It was the chairman of the Janitors Association, the fourth-level superhuman, Park Tae-hyup. He ordered this boy to stay where he was. Park Tae-hyup made a swift high jump and was in close proximity to our hero. Kim Jong-soo was amazed. This man had jumped onto the roof of a 5-story building. The chairman of the Janitors Association said he had never been humiliated like that before. Park Tae-hyup announced that he would personally punish this guy for attacking his association and rushed to the attack. Kim Jong-soo bounced to the side and grabbed his blade. He realized that the man in front of him was a real psycho. Where the association leader landed, the roof was dented under his feet. One shockwave was enough to send the young man flying to the other side of the roof. The boy thought he had to raise his defense immediately. Otherwise, he'd only have enough for one more hit. He could only defend himself now. Using his inner abilities, our hero attempted an energy attack. Park Tae-hyup reflected it without much difficulty and said that quite interesting things were happening. Kim Jong-soo replied that in that case, his opponent could try this and fired shots from his gun. The leader of the association was under the protective dome, and the bullets missed their target. The man noted that this guy's abilities were pretty good. Kim Jong-soo was shocked. The light flash and black flame were easily neutralized. The hero was struck one by one with his fists. The young man's body was badly damaged. Kim Jong-soo couldn't stay on his feet and fell on his back. He thought that Park Tae-hyup was incredibly strong. Park Tae-hyup looked at his iron fist and wondered, is this really it? It can't be. Park Tae-hyup had the SR status of a stormtrooper, a 4th-level superhuman. He was originally created as a warrior. Even a difference of 1 level is noticeable, let alone 2. Kim Jong-soo asked his opponent if he knew how other warriors were defeated. The young man said that he had defeated Ebony and Piper with white phosphorus and had prepared electromagnetic bombs for the cyborg. The association leader countered that he could not be defeated. Our hero realized that the 2nd level couldn't overpower the 4th level. However, he activated the skills Mutant Body and Mutant Muscles. Kim Jong-soo increased in size, and his body took on the appearance of mutant Kim Jong-soo. That was the only way. Park Tae-hyup wondered, had the opponent become a mutant himself? Our hero felt like he was about to pass out. However, he had one trump card for such an occasion, the Berserk Goggles. This is an item that adds insanity for a certain amount of time. It is this course that will now provide the necessary skills. Our hero received a new skill, Madness. He got rid of all unnecessary thoughts, focused only on the battle, demonstrating his strength and overcoming limitations. Kim Jong-soo decided that everything had worked out. His mind cleared and only thoughts of the battle remained in his head. The association leader didn't know what technology his opponent was using, but things were getting much more interesting. Park Tae-hyup said that in that case, he would use something too. The Rage skill was activated. Park Tae-hyup shouted that they would play now and rush to attack. Berserk stated that this was exactly what he had been waiting for. Our hero prepared for the attack as well. The opponents drew closer and began throwing crushing blows at each other. Berserk acquired new skills, armor and strength. The joy of battle clouded his mind. Kim Jong-soo stated that he wished he could fight like this 24 hours a day. Park Tae-hyup admitted that he hadn't had such a great fight in a long time. The association leader said it would end in his victory either way. Kim Jong-soo said his opponent was bluffing and struck him another blow. Park Tae-hyup countered that his opponent was only mindlessly punching and it wouldn't lead to any result. The head of the association added that the berserker has no fighting background and knows no techniques. He swung his fist clumsily, relying only on brute strength. Park Tae-hyup threw the hero far back with another blow. Berserk, bleeding, fell on his back. Our hero was furious. Would he really lose in close combat to a martial arts master? The young man noticed that the effect of the madness was beginning to fade. There was no way out, so Kim Jong-soo bet on victory. He had to do that. The young man realized that he needed to give up close combat and start combining other skills he had acquired with each other. Park Tae-hyup stated that no matter what trick the opponent pulls right now, he will still be finished. Berserk grabbed his opponent's arm and said he recognized, When it comes to fighting, his opponent is definitely better than him. Our hero added that he is not a fighter either. He's a warrior. A bright flash appeared. The leader of the association was blinded for a moment. In the next instant, Park Tae-hyup's body was pierced through by a battle dagger that was in the opponent's hands. Berserk said that it was a good battle. Losing strength, the association leader said that the opponent was a real monster. Park Dae-op fell to the ground. Our hero's body began to change. Kim Jong-soo thought, did he overdo it? Kim Jong-soo looked at his body and didn't understand what was happening to him right now. Our hero has become a level 3 superhuman. It happened rather unexpectedly. Exhausted, the young man fell to the ground. He thought that the level had risen just in time. Was luck on his side? Kim Jong-soo was recovering in a bathtub with healing water from an underground spring. He was finally home. Director Choi rushed over to the young man and exclaimed happily that he was finally awake. Kim Jong-soo asked the man what was wrong. Mr. Choi said that the young man had destroyed the entire Janitors Association and had disappeared with them. He thought Kim Jong-soo was dead. The boy thanked Mr. Choi for bringing him here. Choi said that the young man was barely breathing, so they had to wrap him in magic cloth. Still, he had been unconscious for a week. The director added that the young man's phone was ringing off the hook. Our hero admitted that it was a crazy business. Director Choi stated that it was really great to single-handedly take down an entire janitorial association. He added that he had organized the collection of trophies from the battle site. If the young man needs anything, just let him say so. Kim Jong-soo decided that he needed to recover his body first. Our hero thought that with his 3rd level, there was now plenty of places to go for a walk. A week passed. Kim Jong-soo thought that since he had reached the 3rd level, he would now be able to get certified and receive various nice perks. A girl came up to our hero and said that this superhuman is a real good man. He can raise his level so quickly. Is the young man by any chance going to found a new state? Our hero was embarrassed by his modesty and blushed. Kim Jong-soo asked the girl if he could get a certificate of his level. The girl asked him to follow her. Kim Jong-soo received the coveted certificate and congratulations from the girl. She said that she was very jealous of the young man. Kim Jong-soo wondered why all of a sudden. The girl replied that she would really like to be as strong as Kim Jong-soo. Kim Jong-soo thought that Baek Soren looked like a normal NPC now, not like in the game. In the Mysterious Soul game, this girl looked completely different. Kim Jong-soo thought he had nothing better to do right now. He asked her if she wanted to become a superhuman. Baek Soren replied that there was no one who didn't want to be a superhuman. The young man asked if the girl would like to be trained by him. This question took her by surprise. He added that he would make a superhuman out of her if she wished. The girl wondered why that would happen. Kim Jong-soo held out his hand and said that she could trust him. He saw potential in her. Baek Soren asked in surprise, "Is this really possible?" Kim Jong-soo thought that she was one of the 3 commanders of the warrior class. Of course it's possible. Baek Soren holds out her hand in response and says she agrees. She thinks the young man can be trusted. Kim Jong-soo thought it was the right choice. He decided that he was starting to raise the millennial Baek Soren. Kim Jong-soo shook the girl's hand, and the young people stared intently into each other's eyes. Our hero said that he would not charge for the tuition. The girl will pay back the debt when she becomes a superhuman. Baek Soren agreed. She admitted that her powers hadn't awakened even when she was taking classes. Her training would not be easy. Kim Jong-soo said that there was no need to worry. The girl should trust him completely. Our hero knew the story of Baek Soren's power awakening. Unlucky Star is a characteristic that means that all of life will be colored with blood. This skill is a trait of the 1st level of Baek Soren becoming a berserker. Her combat power will increase by 1,000%. Although the combat experience increases dramatically, there is a downside. There is a risk of psychological side effects, such as becoming a war-crazed psychopath. But gaining this skill is the first step in becoming Baek Soren. Kim Jong-soo said that the girl needs to make up her mind. Baek Soren suggested that it would take a lot of money. The guy replied that she didn't need money, only spiritual strength. Our hero was told that someone is calling him. Kim Jong-soo should go to the 5th floor reception area. Kim Jong-soo knew that the Superhuman Center was divided into levels. If he was invited to the 5th floor, it was an invitation from a level 5 superhuman. Kim Jong-soo met an old acquaintance. It was Seo Woo-jin, the representative of the security center, a level 5 superhuman. Woo-jin couldn't believe that he had met his teacher here. Woo-jin congratulated our hero for advancing to the 3rd level. He said that he was very happy to see the teacher. Kim Jong-soo replied that he was happy too. Our hero thought that being born into a rich family gave advantages, but this guy quickly overtook him anyway. Woojin handed our hero a gift on the occasion of his level up. Kim Jong-soo was of course surprised. He thought it was great to have a rich friend. The gift turned out to be an item with a concentration of magical energy, perfect for those who often used magical skills. Kim Jong-soo, as always in such cases, said that gifts should not be refused. Woojin confessed that he called Mr. Kim Jong-soo for a reason. He wanted to ask a favor. Woojin asked if the teacher could help his friends who were also suffering from holy fever. Kim Jong-soo asked if they too were victims of religion. Woojin confirmed that 4 of his friends had been tormented since childhood. Kim Jong-soo wondered if it was about the people he was thinking of. In that case, it might make his task easier. Kim Jong-soo agreed he can't get past such a serious problem. Woojin thanked him. Our hero said that it was necessary to see these friends first. Woojin replied that he would certainly bring them. Woojin introduced his friends to the teacher, 3 young men and a girl. Kim Jong-soo thought he had guessed. These were the same 4 lieutenants who had helped Woojin deal with the holy heat. They are all children of high-ranking people who are influenced by the ancient father's religion. Kim Jong-soo asked, were they all forced to accept the faith? The young people confirmed this. They asked Kim Jong-soo if he would really help them. Our hero said the treatment will be painful, but if they endure it, they will awaken like Woojin. Are they sure they can handle it? All 4 responded that they were willing to do anything to get rid of the sacred heat. They are asking for help. Kim Jong-soo suggested that we not waste any time and get started. A week went by. The young people thought they were doing well. The process followed a pre-designed scenario. Kim Jong-soo suggested that they only succeeded because they each come from a wealthy family. The young men thanked their benefactor. Our hero said that they had all done a good job. The parents of the young people thanked the teacher. Our hero was given gifts from the bottom of his heart. Kim Jong-soo thought it was good luck. The Church of the Ancient Father only converted rich people. The young man felt as if he had won the lottery. Among the gifts were iron speed boots. The young man also got a helmet with a detection skill. Kim Jong-soo found an axe with the rage skill and a shield with the strength skill. He was especially excited about the nectar, which were magic items with the necessary properties and 2 bottles of nectar. The parents of the youngsters said they tried very hard to please the teacher. Kim Jong-soo thanked sincerely for the gifts. The young man decided he was definitely lucky and there was no limit to his joy. Our hero decides that now it's time to go after the real reward. The man asked if there were any other requests. Kim Jong-soo told the director that he had a conversation with him. The guy added that he would like to visit one of the basements of the Galaxy Shopping Center branch. The director was scared. They don't have anything like that there. Kim Jong-soo said he was interested in the wall between sections A1 and A2 on the 8th floor of the underground parking garage. Is there really nothing there? The director didn't understand how the young man knew about it, but even so, it wasn't feasible. Kim Jong-soo promised that whatever he saw and learned, there would never be shared with anyone else. Our hero added that it would only take 24 hours and everything would be kept secret. Kim Jong-soo arrived at the underground parking lot. Kim Jong-soo, with a pickaxe in his hand and his companion by his side, stood in front of the ruined wall. Baeksorin said that it's really an empty space. Kim Jong-soo replied that this was where the girl would train and awaken her power. They had to suffer a lot to find this place. Baeksorin wondered, would we really have to train so far away? Kim Jong-soo admitted that the training would be very interesting. Kim Jong-soo knew that awakening a character with an unlucky star cannot be done in the usual way. One must fight for his life under extreme conditions. And this unknown dungeon would soon become Baeksorin's place of awakening. Baeksorin said it was too dark and there was a strange odor. She's feeling uneasy. Suddenly, a monster appeared and, screaming loudly, rushed at the girl. Baeksorin got scared and fell to the ground. She even broke her glasses in the fall. Baeksorin called out to the teacher for help. Kim Jong-soo placed the sword next to the student and said that the training had begun. The order came, "Catch this zombie." Baeksorin was scared. What was the teacher talking about? The young man said that the girl must fight for her life. It's the only way for her to awaken. The zombie was approaching with a loud scream. The girl thought it was impossible. However, at the last moment, Baeksorin grabbed her sword and struck at the terrifying zombie. Kim Jong-soo was surprised at such strength with a complete lack of sword skills. He decided that Baeksorin was more talented than previously thought. The zombie was mercilessly destroyed. The teacher said it was a good start and praised the student. Baek Soren said it was too much. The teacher insisted that he had to fight with all his might. Kim Jong-soo confirmed that everything was going well. Our hero thought, even if she hasn't awakened yet, her character is worthy of being one of the 3 commanders. As she enters the battle, she transforms into a killer warrior. Soren now held the sword more confidently in her hands and her gaze was no longer fearful. The girl asked if she was really fighting by herself. Kim Jong-soo replied that she shouldn't worry. He wouldn't let her die. Soren shouted that such words weren't encouraging anyway. Kim Jong-soo asked, "Did the student say she took a course for superhumans? Do they teach swordsmanship there too?" Baek Soren denied that she had never taken such a class. The girl wondered if she had a talent for it. Kim Jong-soo thought that many people would give anything for that kind of ability. Baek Soren said that this dungeon was deeper than she thought. How much farther do they have to go? Kim Jong-soo assumed that the exit was on the opposite side. In fact, they should go until she awakens. Suddenly, a zombie with a drill in its hand appeared and attacked the girl. Baek Soren managed to dodge the attack. Baek Soren wondered, did a zombie really have a drill? Our hero knew that zombies with power drills were the most annoying ones in the game, but he shouldn't have gotten involved. Soren shouted, if there was a zombie in front of her, it should attack like a zombie, with its bare hands, even though she had a sword in her hands. The girl asked the zombie where he got his weapon from. This zombie was also destroyed. Kim Jong-soo announced that it was a clean victory. Baek Soren admitted that her body was moving on automatic. The zombie appeared again. It was unexpected, and it even managed to bite the girl's leg. This thing was very persistent. Kim Jong-soo looked at the leg. The girl asked what's wrong with it. The guy replied that if she was bitten by a zombie, she should turn into a zombie. Soren got upset and told the young man to destroy her before she turned. Our hero replied that he had brought something with him. He had a vial of holy water. There is always a way to cure yourself of the zombie virus in the game. The young people decided to take a break. Baek Soren admitted that she had already decided that she was really going to become a monster. She agreed that the world was a very cruel place. Soren has noticed that the zombies here are kind of weird. They're dressed up and using weapons. It seems as if someone created them on purpose. Kim Jong-soo confirmed that assumption. The Galaxy Shopping Center was built quite quickly, despite its huge size, all thanks to a large amount of labor. There were rumors that overwork caused many to be injured and even killed. However, according to the official version, there were no casualties. The unscrupulous construction company simply buried the workers here. Later, the head of the mall was told about it. If such a huge puncture becomes known, they will not be able to clean up. So this secret and this restricted area was kept secret. Soren thought this is not a normal world. A very ugly truth this place hides. Kim Jong-soo thought that in the future, the Church of the Ancient Father will let the monsters out to take over Seoul. So he knows exactly where they will crawl out from. The young man told his companion that he had some abilities. The girl agreed. The young man really has a lot of talents. Kim Jong-soo thought that in the game, Baek Soren, being caught up in the zombie outbreak, had awakened her abilities. He hoped that if he transferred her here, she would awaken as well. The girl stated that the only thing they could do now was to alleviate the former people's suffering by destroying them. Kim Jong-soo suggested that the girl's willpower had awakened. It seemed strange to the girl that she wanted to fight some more. Kim Jong-soo said that wasn't bad and suggested moving on. He thought that slowly but surely the girl was going in the right direction. Baek Soren noticed that it was suddenly cold. Our hero said that he had a bad feeling, so he had to be on the lookout. The young men approached the underground hangar. The gate was open. Going inside the hangar, the young man saw an old tape recorder. From it came the sounds, 3 bears lived in a hut. Papa bear, mama bear, and a little bear cub. Baek Soren said she was scared and wondered what it was. The sounds grew even louder. The young men covered their ears with their hands. The atmosphere around them suggested that something bad was about to happen. Kim Jong-soo yelled for the girl to be careful and covered her with his body. Our hero was attacked. It was a sudden attack that could not be predicted. The young man's shoulder was injured. Above the heads of the heroes, a ghost-like companion appeared. It was the boss of the Galaxy Forbidden Zone, a level 3 mutant. Kim Jong-soo said to retreat. This opponent is not a match for the girl. The ghost mate attacked our hero, sending a powerful stream of negative energy at him. The energy turned into an ice pillar, and Kim Jong-soo, unable to dodge in time, was badly hurt. Kim Jong-soo tells the girl to run away, He'll try to stall for time. Baek Soren replied that she couldn't leave her teacher. Our hero stated that at least one of them should survive. Baek Soren cried and said she couldn't do that. Kim Jong-soo tried to calm her down. The reason he's confident in her talent is the unlucky star skill. Guy added, if the student believes in herself, she can awaken. Kim Jong-soo offered to finish this training. The ghost matchmaker continued to attack. Our hero was deactivated by the ice attack. Baek Soren didn't run away and stayed nearby. The girl decided she had to believe in herself. But how? Soren gripped her sword tighter in her hand and turned to the ghost mate. She said she already believed in herself. Soren looked back at her teacher and said that she believes in both herself and him, so Kim Jong-soo should not give up. Kim Jong-soo immediately realized Baek Soren had awakened. Now it was Baek Soren, an SSR-level warrior, a level 1 superhuman. The girl recognized that she had awakened. The young man was also able to free himself from the icy captivity. Our hero told the student that it's okay to not pretend now. Baek Soren asked, was the teacher really faking it? The young man recognized that the life-threatening battle was necessary to awaken her skill. One's mental strength must be at its best. The girl realized that the teacher had deliberately put them in danger. Kim Jong-soo confirmed this and added, now it's time to fight for real. Baek Soren was the owner of the unlucky star. The ghost mate roared loudly and attacked our heroes. Baek Soren assumed that the opponent was angry. The young man said not to worry. If you hit before he touches her, it won't hurt as much. Baek Soren was also trapped in ice after the opponent's attack. Guy understood. She had just awakened, so there wasn't much that could be done at the first level. The girl said the teacher was right. It turned out not to hurt. Upon awakening, Baek Soren gained her first skills. Fortitude is the body's immunity to various abnormalities. Soren always thought that she would die before the awakening occurred. Kim Jong-soo thought that he had gotten his skills one by one until he got clairvoyance, which allows him to see other characters' abilities. The girl said that she couldn't help her teacher right now. Kim Jong-soo replied that there was no need to worry. Kim Jong-soo suggested that they start practicing for an unlucky star. Soren gained the skill acceleration. Kim Jong-soo said it's great. The amount of her skills increased during the fight. Her growth level is amazing. The girl said that her body has become very light and she wants to fight as long as possible. Kim Jong-soo told his student to wait for him here. He would deal with the opponent himself. Soren got the jump skill and moved closer to the teacher. Our hero praised the student. The girl stated that she felt as if she had learned to fly. Kim Jong-soo thought that the same thing was happening to Baek Soren as Seo Woo-jin right now. The girl asked the teacher what she should do next. Our hero told the student to divert the monster's attention using her skills, and he would deal with him. Soren thought that with her mentor's lessons, she could handle the monster herself. The girl told the ghost mate to try and attack her. She activated her speed and breakthrough skills. Kim Jong-soo thought if he had contributed a lot to Baek Soren, it was time to put a stop to it. The young man activated a powerful flash and attacked the ghost mate. The monster was destroyed, and the student admitted that it was awesome. Kim Jong-soo picked up the smashed smartphone and said that it was his magic core. Soren was surprised to see the phone. The young man explained that this often happens with this type of monster. There was a girl on the broken smartphone screen. She said that 3 bears lived in the hut. The laborer who had been left here to die looked at his daughter until the last moment. Soren expressed her hope that his soul was now at peace. Kim Jong-soo agreed with that assurance. The smartphone glowed and flashed. The smartphone turned into 2 stars, white and black. What is that? Kim Jong-soo said that these are crystals. If you use them correctly, you can get weapons with useful properties. This is a great reward that can be obtained by defeating the boss of the forbidden territory of Galaxy. Suddenly, everything around them shook. Soren asked in amazement what was happening. Kim Jong-soo said that after a boss is destroyed, the area is always destroyed. The girl wondered what they should do now. Kim Jong-soo reminded her that it was okay to use the movement skills she had gotten. The young man added that the most important thing right now was time. If Soren didn't want to die, he had to run away. Kim Jong-soo told his student to run as fast as she could. If she didn't make it in time, she would be in trouble. Soren tried to catch up with her teacher and said that it was her maximum. Kim Jong-soo thought that there was still a long way to go. The girl has to go beyond her limits. Baek Soren took a deep breath and said she could do it. The girl decided if she could awaken, she would not die in such a stupid way. Soren activated the jump skill and found herself far ahead of her teacher. The girl said she was already at the exit. Kim Jong-soo thought that Baek Soren now has everything she needs. She didn't need any help. The girl had 3 skills that made her a warrior captain. Unhappy Star evolves faster in combat. Fortitude is a defensive trait that allows you to effectively block the mental debuff from Unhappy Star. Soren kept repeating that she wasn't going to give up. She would definitely survive. She would only move forward. The girl has acquired the skill of locomotive racing. Kim Jong-soo looked forward and didn't see Baek Soren. Couldn't she? In the next moment, Soren appeared and wrapped her arms around the teacher as she approached him. The near-death skill was activated. It gave a second chance at life on the brink of death. The young men were saved. All present watched these players with interest. However, many people wondered, where did it suddenly come from? What kind of joke is this? Kim Jong-soo said that it was great. He knew that Soren could do it. The girl had collected all 3 basic skills and had even gotten near death. Kim Jong-soo cautiously asked Baek Soren how she was feeling right now. The girl replied that she was fine. Kim Jong-soo asked why her face was red then. Soren asked if they could sit like this for a little while longer. The girl said she wanted to stay longer in his arms. Soren decided she needed to unbutton her sweater. She was really hot. The student noticed that her sweater was already unbuttoned and thanked the teacher. Kim Jong-soo replied, "You're welcome." Baek Soren said it was a dangerous adventure, but she's glad they were saved. Even after waking up, Soren kept laughing. And that was different from the game. Maybe because the awakening didn't happen during the massacre, as it was supposed to be in the story? Kim Jong-soo suggested getting out of that annoying mall. Kim Jong-soo held out a white crystal to the girl. Soren wondered if the teacher was giving her this crystal. It's worth tens of billions. Kim Jong-soo recognized that these things go up in value quickly. You can make a good investment. Soren remarked that it was a very valuable gift. She wasn't sure if she could accept it. Kim Jong-soo said not to worry. She'll repay him for it soon. The reason for our hero's favor for awakening Baek Soren is due to Gladiator Mars. It's one of 3 swordsmanship techniques in the game. It increases the rate of development once you get used to it. It can only be used by Baek Soren. But this technique can be mastered if the owner shares the data chip. Soren thanked the teacher sincerely. The young man replied that there was no need to think about it. He thought that the girl needed to learn the Mars Gladiator technique. Back home, our hero is completely exhausted and decides that he needs to lie down. A car pulled up, from which Woo Jin looked out and greeted the teacher. The world of this game did not leave the hero alone. Kim Jong-soo said that it took the young man a long time to get there. Woo Jin said he was happy to repay his friends for their help. Woo Jin said that the armor master had a packed schedule, so he was waiting for them right now. Kim Jong-soo decided that he couldn't refuse because it was a reward. A world where good items become power. The work of a craftsman who can make high-level items is scheduled by the minute. Woo Jin said that the master he had contacted would be able to create a level 7 armor. The young men arrived where they needed to go. There were many armored warriors standing in front of the entrance to the building. Wooden noted that this master is quite famous, so the house matches the status as well. Kim Jong-soo asked Woo Jin what religion the master practiced. Woo Jin wondered, why such a question? Kim Jong-soo thought that given the ancient Father Church's mistreatment of Woo Jin, he might well not know that this was the home of Master Cho Chul, who worked for that particular church. Being an ardent believer, Cho Chul would lead a war in the future. Master of Doom. Cho Chul was a mid-level boss. Kim Jong-soo thought he had gotten rid of the Holy Flame. What was Woo Jin thinking when he negotiated the armor? The warrior in armor said for the man to hold out his hand. He would check the identity. Kim Jong-soo was surprised. The knight grabbed the hero's arm and demanded to see the black flame. Kim Jong-soo was surprised again. Why would he do that? Woo Jin was indignant. What is the knight doing? After all, they are the customers who booked the time. Master Cho Chul, a level 6 superhuman, told the guard to stop. Who treats visitors like that? Cho Chul noted that this visitor rejected the conversion and found black flame. That's quite brave. Kim Jong-soo said that he understood how Master feels about such personalities. Cho Chul apologized for the misunderstanding. The Master pronounced a light and a savior, a recognized saint. Kim Jong-soo thought that this person was talking gibberish. What does it mean? The Master suggested the hero go inside and discuss the outfit. Cho Chul said his specialty is armor making. This armor was commissioned by the saint, but he can make one just like it for a visitor. Kim Jong-soo said he chose them. He pointed to the exhibit he was interested in. The Master said it was impossible. Such armor has little or no magical effect. It would be impossible to forge holy armor from it. Kim Jong-soo said that he doesn't need the holy armor. He just needed to add the characteristics of giant and extreme to his existing armor. After looking around, the hero realized what the Church of the Ancient Father had in mind. Holy armor is a paladin armor that has great characteristics for warriors who prefer defense, but it has a huge disadvantage. A large amount of holy power is required for proper use. In other words, to use it, you'll have to turn to the religion the hero recently escaped from. A beggar who pretends to make excellent armor is actually just pushing it to churches. Kim Jong-soo wished all the best to Master Cho-chul. On his way out, Woo-jin asked his teacher if he felt sorry for him. Kim Jong-soo replied that he even enjoyed it. Cho-chul said that the man only had a few skills. A man in armor entered the room and asked if the master would make the armor he wanted. The master said he could not refuse the order of the saint. She declared that he was the light and savior of their church. The man in armor replied that such a thing was hard to believe. There's definitely a need for proof. A week passed. The man told our hero that it was impossible to consume the mandrake elixir in such a quantity at one time. And it was not surprising. The young man did take it in huge doses. Kim Jong-soo said it was delicious and he's totally fine. He also gained a new skill called Life Force. Kim Jong-soo was thankful that he got such an elixir for free. The man said that Kim Jong-soo made this market work. He can't help but repay him. Now the young man understood why there were so many people here. Kim Jong-soo met an old acquaintance, a guy from the Iron Fist organization. The young man asked our hero if he had a minute of free time. His master asked him to bring Kim Jong-soo. He was surprised. Why else? The young man replied that it was best not to discuss such things in front of strangers and offered to step aside. The young men got into the car and traveled in the given direction. The young man said that they had prepared a high-end bulletproof car for Kim Jong-soo. The route of travel seems strange to our hero. Is Iron Fist's main headquarters in Marima? In the game, this neighborhood had the worst security, and the people there lived accordingly. It was a cluster of the dregs of society. The driver said that the car was running out of gas and needed to stop at a gas station. Kim Jong-soo saw that it was a Marima gas station. The driver opened the car door and said there was a place to take a break. Our hero realized it was a trap. The car was packed with explosives. Kim Jong-soo grabbed the driver's arm and pulled him back into the car. He opened the door and got out. He ran away from the car to the side, said the driver would stay here, along with the bomb he'd made. Our hero moved away and the car exploded. The skills, speed, and acceleration were activated. It was hard to believe that such an explosion was caused by just a hand grenade. Kim Jong-soo realized that this guy turned out to be a traitor. A luxury bulletproof car heading for the Marine district. Destination is a gas station. That's where the deja vu came from. This is the future plot of the game, when Kim Cho-kwon is betrayed by his own people. Our hero did not understand. Why did the Iron Fist traitor attack him specifically? People were after Kim Jong-soo, a man they saw at the market. One of them said if they could catch this guy, they'd get a whole billion. You need to surround the target and make money as quickly as possible. Kim Jong-soo regretted limiting himself to just one grenade at the time. Our hero hid behind the back of the car to avoid being hit by aimed gunfire. However, he thought that the car would not hold. There were too many attackers. I had to use my skill and retreat to find better cover. One jump was enough, and the hero found himself on the roof of a neighboring building. The attackers obviously did not expect this. However, the shooting continued and it was impossible to relax. Kim Jong-soo activated his magic defense and became out of reach of enemy bullets. He figured the attackers weren't superhumans, but why had they reacted so quickly? One of the shooters said to aim for the center to finish this guy off. The magical shield came under massive attack, but fulfilled its purpose of protecting the young man from enemy gunfire. Kim Jong-soo couldn't understand why the arrows were so accurate. You have to dodge all the time. Our hero was wounded in the shoulder. He realized it wasn't as easy as he thought it would be. The young man pelted the attackers with grenades while on the roof of the building. The grenades fell near the feet of the gunman and began to release smoke. It became clear. It was tear gas. We had to forget about shooting for a while. Anyway, we'd have to catch this guy to get the antidote for his head. Seizing the moment, the young man decided to flee to safety. After a while, our hero stopped. He thought he had run far enough away. However, the shooting resumed with renewed intensity. Who are they? The only possible explanation is a combat drug. It's a special drug that enhances combat abilities, but has serious side effects. Given their words that they give an antidote for a hero, this is clearly the case. The only question is, who would send so many vagrants here? The answer was one, a human hunter, an R-level superhuman. He is a master of sneaky and cowardly combat and operates in Morima. If it's true, he uses the bomb first, disguising everything as betrayal. Then the homeless, drugged on combat drugs. Eventually, he aimed himself for the shot. Our hero saw the shooter on the roof of a neighboring building. A shot rang out and a bullet flew out. Using his unique abilities, Kim Jong-soo managed to dodge the flying bullet at the last moment. This game is definitely worth the candle, he thought. Our hero now knew where the shooter's hideout was and began to move in that direction. Kim Jong-soo wondered if he would be able to catch a hunter who only shoots from afar. However, this was the only way. As he moved through the hot space, his whole body felt like it was on fire. But he had to hold on. The smoke would block his vision, and it would be harder to shoot. To confront the shooter, you need to pinpoint his exact location. Kim Jong-soo made visual contact with the manhunter. However, the gunman did not see our hero. It was also necessary to create conditions under which the shooter would be blinded. Kim Jong-soo tossed up a flashbang grenade, and the sniper was blinded. Kim Jong-soo then appeared in close proximity to his opponent and pulled out a gun. Manhunter said this guy was crazy to take on a sniper. There is only one moment during which the most focused person wins. Kim Jong-soo used his skills and used the black flame. The opponent's gunshots rang out at the same time. A human hunter's bullet pierced our hero's body. It was a through-and-through wound. However, the sniper was also shot, staggered, and fell on his back. The black flames did their work, and the sniper screamed in pain. Kim Jong-soo decided to retreat to safety. He knew that his bullet would be the sniper's last, even if it touched him. Our hero thought he had won, but not so. His feet were stuck in a shaky mire. It became clear that it was a magic trap. The sniper tried to use the healing liquid to engulf his body. Kim Jong-soo thought it was only getting worse. There was no way out of here. The manhunter continued to extinguish the black flames. He said that he would soon riddle his opponent with bullets. Kim Jong-soo thought that if the sniper extinguished the black flames with holy water, he would be finished. Our hero was sucked into the magic trap up to his waist. He didn't expect it to turn out this way. First, you need to choose what will absorb the magic damage and stop the trap from working. Kim Jong-soo believed that the most important thing was to hold out. The purification skill will help neutralize the magic power of the trap. The manhunter almost completely extinguished the black flames and approached our hero. He said that the guy decided to get out. It was brave, but too late. Kim Jong-soo thought with disappointment that the black flame effect was already over. The sniper said he had won, and with the capture of this man, his life would take on new colors. The villain took aim and prepared to fire, but the young man broke out of the trap and delivered a crushing blow with his fist to the sniper's jaw. Our hero stated that a new balance of power is always very exciting. Kim Jong-soo thought he was lucky because he had the ground resistance skill. The young man said that he should not have counted on the sniper being able to take down the warrior. Our hero asked who had sent him. The manhunter admitted defeat. He was ready to tell everything, but he asked for a smoke beforehand. Kim Jong-soo agreed and added that he was pleased. They found common ground. The sniper took out a cigar and lit it. The manhunter declared that he was satisfied now. It was a great way to punish an arrogant boy. His face darkened and his eyes rolled back. The criminal asked the hero, did the hero really know? Kim Jong-soo aimed his gun at the sniper. Did the opponent really think that a player with 10,000 hours of experience wouldn't recognize a cigarette turning into a mutant? The manhunter said it was impossible. Our hero replied that it was possible and fired a shot almost point blank. Kim Jong-soo thought that human hunters were vile cowards who usually gave up when they were cornered. So why did this one decide to turn into a mutant? What's the reason? Kim Jong-soo confiscated the memory chip and said he would check to see how good the sniper was. Television news channels received information that a large-scale shootout had taken place in Morima district the previous day. A powerful explosion at a gas station killed 10 people. Director Choi wondered if Kim Jong-soo was able to get out of this chaos. Our hero admitted that it was dangerous. He was deliberately attacked. An indignant Mr. Choi asked, "Who dared to do that?" Kim Jong-soo calmly replied, "It's a long story." The door to the room swung open and the leader of Iron Fist appeared on the doorstep. He brought the man with him and pushed him to the floor. The Iron Fist leader apologized and said he couldn't handle his subordinates. Kim Jong-soo said he was happy about it. The faction commander understands that. Director Choi asked, "Was it really someone from Iron Fist who attacked Mr. Kim Jong-soo?" The commander replied that it was a man from the last set, But something can also be learned about who gave orders to this traitor. Kim Jong-soo asked if it wasn't about money. The leader of the Iron Fist confirmed that the guy had gambled and used loan sharks. The reason for the betrayal is obvious. The group's commander admitted he was still at fault and apologizes again. Kim Jong-soo said he accepts the apology. It's not easy for even a boss to keep track of all the subordinates. Our hero thought that Kim Chol-kwon didn't know anything. He really wouldn't have known anything had it not been for our hero's intervention in the plot. Soon he would have become a target himself. The leader said he would take full responsibility and reveal the truth about the incident. Kim Jong-soo showed the memory chip and said he already had proof. The young man noticed that the superhuman who was about to destroy him had this flash drive. After studying the information from the flash drive, Director Choi said that this character was quite interesting. He had 20 eliminations to his credit. He was called a human hunter. It's worth paying attention to the last mission. Director Choi noted that the last assignment was issued 4 days ago. The reward for the task was 20 billion. But who is already the customer? The director said it's a conglomerate. Someone from Ascension. The director showed the customer information. Our hero recognized this customer because they had met before. He had seen him at Master Cho Chul's house. But why would the heir to a rich company want to destroy a superhuman? Kim Jong-soo said he had one guess and asked the director to open the Ascension Company's genealogical tree. Director Choi replied that he would find everything now. Now our hero understood what was going on. In the mysterious Soul game, Ascension is a military organization, one of the 5 largest enterprises. Lee Jiao is the eldest son, and he was the one who was supposed to take over as head. However, he adopted his ancient father's faith and became a knight, which greatly lowered his ranking. He had become an outsider, and all he had to do was serve as a paladin. The saint called him Light and Savior, so he came under close scrutiny. Our hero refused to be treated and only made the situation worse. Apparently, this guy wanted to destroy our hero just because he was in a bad mood. Director Choi said that in that case, we should teach him a lesson. The Iron Fist leader asked, "How can this be done? It's not like he's the son of a simple merchant, but the heir to a large corporation. If Kim Jong-soo did something, he would become a target for the entire organization." Director Choi asked, "Do we really sit back now?" The protagonist stated that he had one idea. If they take on such an important person, one should increase their weight class. Woo Jin was also outraged when he learned the details. Kim Jong-soo reassured him that he was still alive. Kim Jong-soo thought that there was no stronger ally than Woo Jin, who was also a golden youth. The young man said that we can't leave it like this, so we should hire a hitman. Director Choi was afraid to imagine how much it would cost if he had to destroy Ascension Company's eldest son. Kim Jong-soo said again that he had thought of something. Our hero said he was going to challenge Lee Jae-ol to an official duel. Woo Jin immediately said that it was very dangerous. Kim Jong-soo remarked that if he just sat and waited, he would only hire more skillful assassins. There's no way such a scoundrel would agree to come out to fight in person. Woo Jin added that instead of dueling, he would summon the Great Warrior. Kim Jong-soo recognized that the world is unfair, especially when there is no money or power. If you win the duel, you can get an apology and compensation. The leader of Iron Fist said that it is quite realistic. Our hero showed the flash drive and said he had proof. Certainly enough to challenge Jael to a duel, and to make sure he doesn't put someone else in his place, we need to negotiate the terms so that the duel is private. Director Choi said that in that case, he is sending a formal summons, and they will need a notary. Woo Jin stated that he is willing to help. His parents know a lawyer who used to be a Supreme Court judge. The leader of Iron Fist asked, "Is the young man confident in his victory?" The opponent knows about Kim Jong-soo's abilities, so he will call a great warrior of at least the 4th level. Our hero admitted that it would not be easy. You can't use mutant science during official duels, so the fight will be more difficult than with the head of the Janitor Association, who was also on the 4th level. Kim Jong-soo said that he can predict who will be his great warrior. The Iron Fist leader asked, "Does Kim Jong-soo really know who he will be fighting against?" The young man confirmed that he did, so he should prepare a bit. He suggested that Woo Jin should spar. Woo Jin immediately grabbed his blade and said that he would definitely help the teacher. Kim Jong-soo thanked the kid and told him not to overdo it. Our hero had a psychological trauma from his last fight with this kid. 3 days had passed. The rivals stood in the arena in the presence of witnesses and associates. Kim Jong-soo thanked his assistants. He thought that he had spent a lot of energy practicing over the 3 days, but he was fully prepared for the duel. Our hero's opponent was the captain of the Holy Knights of the Ancient Fathers' religion. He said hello to his opponent. It was Odushik, the captain of the Paladins of the Ancient Fathers' Church, a level 4 superhuman. The young man said the captain shouldn't have come here in person. The captain said that this guy should shut up immediately. The captain added that there was no way a paladin of the Church of the Ancient Father could lose in a duel. Kim Jong-soo thought that Lee Jae-yeol was confident in front of him, but he can't even say a word to his captain. That's just hypocrisy. Captain Oh Do-shik said that he was happy to meet Kim Jong-soo. The captain bowed and said that he wanted to apologize first of all. Kim Jong-soo was surprised. Why would he apologize all of a sudden? The captain said that this incident was only the fault of a particular person. The saint knows nothing about it. Kim Jong-soo asked, "What is the church's position in such a case?" The captain replied that just like Sin said, Kim Jong-soo is the light and savior of their church. Our hero thought that this was the same thing Cho Chol had said. What does that mean? The captain remarked that in case he wins this duel, Kim Jong-soo will join their church. Kim Jong-soo was very upset. Why would this church and its saint not let him go? Captain Odushik said that everything happens according to the will of the Holy One and the Ancient Father. The person in charge appeared in the arena and said it was time to start the fight. The vows must be familiarized in the presence of the duelists and the notary. If the paladin wins, Mr. Kim Jong-soo will join the Church of the Ancient Father. If Mr. Kim Jong-soo wins, Lee Jae-yeol agrees not to harm Mr. Kim Jong-soo directly or indirectly and to pay moral compensation. The person in charge asked if everything was correct. No one had any questions. Kim Jong-soo thought that in the game story, Oath During Duel, breaking it would lead to heartbreak. No matter how desperate a player is, someone who values their life will not break a promise. The person in charge explained the rules of the duel. The duel is held according to the laws adopted by the Superhuman League. Allowed to use all available superpowers and weapons. Consumables may only be used if they are made here and personally by the participants. Captain Odushik said he was ready. Kim Jong-soo announced that he would do something. The person in charge warned that the time limit was 10 minutes for everyone. Our hero thought that with such skills, he would soon become an alchemist. The young man had carefully selected sniper potions for the paladin. The person in charge asked, 3 potions in total? Power potion, lightning potion, fierce dragon potion. Kim Jong-soo confirmed and said he would drink them right away. This was our hero's necessary doping before the battle. The person in charge said that if both opponents are ready, the duel begins. The duelists picked up their weapons and prepared to fight. The captain told Mr. Superhuman that becoming a part of the Ancient Father's religion was indeed honorable. Why not change your mind and join them right now? Kim Jong-soo responsibly stated that he would not do that. The captain said that in such a case he has no choice and the opponent should not worry about losing. Oh Do-shik delivered a powerful blow with his hammer and said that Kim Jong-soo should join their religion, so he won't destroy his rival. Our hero saw a huge magic power in the captain's hands. He definitely has a higher level. The young man thought, no matter how well prepared he was, if he didn't risk his life, he wouldn't win. Our hero was surprised. The opponent suddenly disappeared. Where did he go? Do-shik appeared in another part of the arena. He was just using the acceleration skill. Do-shik shouted that Kim Jong-soo will definitely become a god. Our hero's support group saw that Captain Do-shik was incredibly strong. Could it really end with just one punch? Kim Jong-soo activated the shield in front of him, just in case. The young man thought that the captain immediately used acceleration, a characteristic highly valued in the game. But if you can predict the move, your opponent will stop it easily. Kim Jong-soo thought that even the triple defense still cracked. The captain said he was a level 3 warrior who could block lunges. Now I see what the saint meant. Do-shik repeated these words again. Kim Jong-soo is the light and salvation for their church. The young man is the victor who will save the world from the impending apocalypse. Kim Jong-soo wondered, was he really the hope of his ancient father's sect? As far as our hero remembered, the god the sect worshipped had died. As the plot progresses, the saint decides to perform a ritual to resurrect her father god. The main battle with the boss happened in Seoul. Is it really about a savior who will be a vessel for God? Do-shik replied, that's right. Witness their steadfastness and sacrifice. Kim Jong-soo called those people crazy. So they're going to sacrifice him? The captain said that the young man's body and spirit would become part of their god, his incarnation. Do-shik announced that the young man would join them after the loss. Kim Jong-soo told the captain to shut up and attacked him. The captain wondered, how did this boy get so much power? Our hero changed the characteristics to more suitable for attacking. The young man decided that he would harass his opponent with skills until he gave up. Oh Dushik recognized that Kim Jong-soo has a good showing in the art of sword fighting. Our hero decided to further focus on defense. The captain kept attacking and said that the fight was getting more and more interesting. Kim Jong-soo thought his plan was working. 3 days of training hadn't gone to waste. Our hero thought that what he had learned with Wu Jin during this time was not only choosing the characteristics needed for combat. To battle people who are stronger and higher in level, the young man has learned to instinctively change his skills in a split second. When you need to defend, the defensive skills are activated. When it is necessary to attack suddenly, offensive skills are used. When it is necessary to combine them, the young man turns to the image of a fighter. Berserk comes into play when you need to make a sharp breakthrough. In a battle between level 3 and 4 warriors, when lives are at stake, the only way to survive is to constantly change your skills. Captain Odushik had the impression that he was fighting 4 opponents at the same time. How is that possible? Lee Jeol thought that it was impossible. The young man was also furious. Our hero declared that he would still win and not fall victim to the ancient father's rotten religious sect. The captain said that in that case he would not be stingy with force. In that case, he would destroy the young man. Kim Jong-soo realized that his opponent had become even stronger. Was he really holding back until now? The captain shouted that Kim Jong-soo dare not insult their religion. The captain added that if the young man apologized, he would forgive him and allow him to join the ranks. Kim Jong-soo said it can never happen. The only way the captain can defeat him is by destroying him. The protagonist went on the attack again, and the confrontation continued. The tired and wounded rivals looked into each other's eyes. No one was going to give up. The captain announced that this senseless slaughter would soon be over. Odushik raised his shield upward and addressed his ancient father. Kim Jong-soo thought that this was the opponent's latest move, Dark Tsunami. It's a real horror to see it live. Our hero thought that meeting such a face-to-face, it is impossible to survive. The young man decided he had to do whatever it took to win and not turn his back on Tsunami. Kim Jong-soo thought even though he was scared, he should rely on the skills he had developed as a warrior. The swordsmanship technique that our hero was constantly practicing, the sword art he learned while training with Wu Jin, the ever-increasing Einherja technique, and the extreme technique of penetrating any object. Our hero believed in every moment devoted to gathering these skills. Lee Jae-wol saw a powerful flash and was frightened. What was it? Our hero's support group didn't understand what was happening either. Kim Jong-soo was ready to put the final point on this battle. The opponent intuitively sensed it. After the collision happened, Kim Jong-soo found himself kneeling. His sword was lying next to him. Dushik said that it was a great fight. There was a huge hole in the captain's back with blood gushing out of it. The captain lost consciousness and fell face down. His broken sword lay beside him. Responsible gave the victory in this fight to Kim Jong-soo. Our hero thought he had succeeded. He managed to deal with a higher-level superhuman even without using the mutant skill. Wu Jin rushed over to the teacher and said that he was really incredible. Baek Soren asked an immodest question. Is Kim Jong-soo really a human being? It can't be. Lee Jae-wol broke out into curses at our hero. Everyone looked in his direction. Lee Jae-wol, with sword in hand, attempted to attack the protagonist, but was thrown far back. Kim Jong-soo wondered if Jae-wol couldn't accept defeat and decided to stab him in the back stealthily. The person in charge of the duel warned Lee Jae-wol not to forget his oath. If he acted rashly, his heart would break immediately. Lee Jae-wol clutched his heart and said it was all because of Kim Jong-soo. He's the reason why the captain died. The representatives of the Church of the Ancient Father said they would not forget it and would definitely take revenge on occasion. Kim Jong-soo wondered, was he the one who destroyed Odushik? Jae-wol said that everyone saw Kim Jong-soo inflict a life-threatening wound. Kim Jong-soo said that the situation doesn't look like that at all. We have to look at it from a different angle. Lee Jae-wol is the one responsible for his death. Our hero added that he personally had nothing against Odushik. That guy was a great warrior. Jae-wol must blame his inferiority complexes for sending a man to his doom through this duel. However, he died like a true warrior. Kim Jong-soo said for Lee Jae-wol to honor the captain's memory, accept the results of the duel, and keep his word. The fellow members of the Ancient Father's Church told Jae-wol that it was time to leave this place. Kim Jong-soo thought that they wouldn't dare to take revenge on him now. While talking on the phone, Director Choi told the interlocutor that the superhuman Kim Jong-soo, who defeated the commander of the Ancient Father Church, had signed a contract with them. Does the interlocutor have a business proposal for him? Our hero entered the office and the director told the interviewer that he was busy right now and would call back a little later. Kim Jong-soo said he was worried. The blacksmith might have done something wrong with the armor he ordered. However, the giant and extra resistant characteristics work well. Director Choi said he had a gift for the young man too, a set of clothes. The protagonist is given a tracksuit that doesn't tear or get dirty. Kim Jong-soo said that Director Choi understands his taste well and thanked him for the gift. Choi remarked that Kim Jong-soo looks like a celebrity in that tracksuit. Mr. Choi said things are getting better because of their contract, but he's not too strong on paperwork. Kim Jong-soo inquired as to what should be done. The director said that there was one special test. There, the black flame superhuman will be studied using special polarization techniques of the Sun Magic Tower. The Sun Magic Tower in the game was one of the 4 great towers. Fire magic is studied and created there. The director said that the young man is even offered a place in the Magic Tower as a reward. Kim Jong-soo said that he agreed. Our hero knew that there was one special character hiding in this tower. The young man appreciated the good rewards to be had here. It was a place where magic and science intertwined. It looked pretty impressive. Senior researcher Park Hyun-joo came up to our hero and said hello to him, for the young man had come to investigate the Black Flame. Our hero thought he was going to be studied by gray-haired grandfathers, and here came such a young scientist. Park Hyun-joo said that they didn't have much time and should get right down to business. The scientist showed us the structure of the laboratory and said that he would start with the basics. This device seemed familiar to our hero. Park Hyun-joo suggested that we take our time and go inside. The device started working and ultra-precise scanning began to take place. Our hero remembered what it meant, a technique for revealing full character information. The young man thought that if he stayed here, all his characteristics, even the most secret ones, would become known to them. Kim Jong-soo shouted from the device, demanding that he be released immediately because this was not the way he had bargained. Park Hyun-joo urged the young man to calm down. It was a necessary measure. The scientist said that Kim Jong-soo had committed to the procedure. Kim Jong-soo replied that he did not sign up for such a procedure. Our hero smashed the device from the inside and stepped outside. The scientist was indignant. What does this young man allow himself? Kim Jong-soo replied that he had only agreed to research the Black Flame. A man entered the room and asked what was going on here. He swung his fist at Park Hyun-joo's jaw. It was Yoo Myung-sok, the head of the study, a 6th-level magician. He asked why Park Hyun-joo was hindering the research. Park Hyun-joo told his boss that he had gotten it all wrong. Yoo Myung-sok said that Hyun-joo never intended to read the information about the superhuman possessing the unique Black Flame skill. The chief said he could review the CCTV footage. Hyun-joo apologized, admitting his greed. Yoo Myung-sok chased the subordinate away and informed him that he was suspended from research. The executive apologized to Kim Jong-soo. The old man apologized for the unsightly incident. Our hero said it wasn't his fault. Sometimes these things happen. The leader said that Hyun-joo was probably stealing players' personal information to sell. If it weren't for his patron, Elder Cho, he would have been excommunicated by now. Kim Jong-soo asked, so there would be no testing, and he came for nothing? Yoo Myung-sok replied that the young man would be given a tower member pass as an apology. Kim Jong-soo asked about the benefits. The old man replied that the Sun Magic Tower was a commercial project, and the young man would be free to use the research facilities. Kim Jong-soo said that it was a good thing, because only magicians were allowed into the research center before. He decided to take a walk around the tower. In one of the rooms, the young man saw glowing orbs. He thought that really cool skills could be developed at the mage's research grounds. They announced over the loudspeaker that the lightning magic test was starting. Kim Jong-soo felt like he was being driven to his very bones. Now he needed patience and the right skills. The moment came when our hero received the last of the 6 attributes. The young man himself was able to create a lightning discharge. The system was put into manual mode. Kim Jong-soo wondered what had happened. After all, he wanted to finish. Hyun-joo asked, "Didn't this guy expect it?" The intensity of the magic was at its maximum. The lightning was activated. Hyun-joo said it was time to pay the bill, and Kim Jong-soo wasn't going anywhere. However, our hero withstood everything and was not hurt by the lightning. He thought that he had not come to the training ground for nothing. The young man had learned new skills. Resistance to the Holy Spirit was something he had learned when he first met the saint. Fire resistance, when his body was burning in flames, our hero received after that encounter. Now the young man was recuperating in an underground pool of water from a magical spring. Resistance to unholy force he acquired while fighting Heron, a necromancer from the Janitors Association. Cold resistance Kim Jong-soo gained during a fight with a frost monster in a cave. Resistance to grounding is derived from being trapped in a human hunter's trap. The lightning resistance skill that the young man was just practicing. He now had all 6 resistance skills. Our hero felt truly superhuman. Now another new skill, magic resistance, had been obtained. His opponent couldn't believe it. He shouted that it couldn't be. Could it be that he had survived the 3rd level magic so easily? After all, Kim Jong-soo is an ordinary person. It's impossible to endure such a thing. We have received a message that the system is overloaded. Please stop training immediately and leave the room. Kim Jong-soo thought that sounded dangerous. In that case, with discernment, one could anticipate an attack and avoid it. The opponent was angry and said that he was about to finish the young man off. After all, Kim Jong-soo instantly swept away all the best skills. Yoon Myung-silk showed up again and said that Park Hyun-joo is a real psycho. What's going on here? The head of research ordered everything to be shut down immediately. There was an emergency reboot of the program. Myung-suk grabbed Hyun-joo's chest and asked if he was going to hurt Kim Jong-soo. Hyun-joo swore he wasn't. Kim Jong-soo told Mr. Myung-suk that Hyun-joo was going to straighten him out, but his attempts were laughable. As Hyun-joo was being let out of the lab, he told his mentor that he had made a mistake. He wanted to avoid exile. Kim Jong-soo asked what kind of banishment. The head of research explained that the exiled person's brain was branded with a mark that prevented them from learning new spells. This means that his life as a wizard will end. Myung-suk added that Hyun-joo wasn't the only one who had done such a thing, so a reasonable punishment had to be imposed. The old man handed our hero a box and asked him to accept it. It was not much, but a kind of apology for the incident. In the box was an elixir, a miracle potion that restored 10,000 units of stamina in one go. Kim Jong-soo thanked. The old man had literally given him a spare life. Yoo Myung-suk said he wasn't worth a thank you. Our hero thought that the old man was afraid that he would publicize the matter. Yet the young man wanted something else from the Sun Magic Tower. Kim Jong-soo said he was attacked twice here. It's a valuable gift, but not an equal gift. The old man asked how they could make amends then. Kim Jong-soo said that he has one wish. He wants to try to experience all 4 magic powers at the same time. Yoo Myung-suk wondered what the young man meant. Does Kim Jong-soo really want to experience the sunfire? Kim Jong-soo said that he wanted to see the sunfire. The old man objected that it was impossible. If a level 3 superhuman was exposed to it, he would die in a second. It was necessary to raise one's level. Kim Jong-soo estimated that he could last a quarter of a minute. The old man remarked that even a level 5 superhuman wouldn't be able to handle it. Kim Jong-soo said he was a little different. The guy added that he had black flame, igniting the enemy's magical power. The old man noted that it was entertaining, but still too dangerous. Kim Jong-soo stated that it was necessary to try or they wouldn't know anything. In fact, our hero was afraid of getting a direct hit from Sunfire. However, he decided that he had no choice. After all, there were only 3 ways to obtain the coveted skill. The first is if you fully join the Order of the Magic Tower. The second, Hiru, if you defeat a member of the Order and force him to reveal the secret. Both options are feasible only for a magician, and therefore they are not suitable for our hero. There is another way. You need to complete a hidden quest, which is only available if you have the favor of members of the Order. In other words, something meaningful needs to be done for the members of the Order. It was announced that the solar flame would begin. The time is 15 seconds. Kim Jong-soo was covered in heat, but he thought he could take it. Our hero had magic armor built into his new suit. The Order has determined that he's a level 6 superhuman, but they say he's only level 3. Even though our hero was well prepared, it was still terribly painful. The old man shouted that 15 seconds had passed and it was time to turn off the solar fire. Kim Jong-soo thought it was like he had been to hell. A member of the Order said it was quite impressive. So this young man's name is Kim Jong-soo? A man told our hero that he had phenomenal resilience. Did he use the black flame to resist the sun's rays? Member Ord stated that this information will be useful in the development of geomagnetic fields. They have been preparing for the release of this project for quite some time. Kim Jong-soo said he was honored to make his modest contribution. The man acknowledged that Kim Jong-soo is a skillful negotiator. However, he has one request. A young man entered the room and asked if his grandfather had called him. The man introduced our hero to his grandson and said that he was the third-level superhuman Kim Jong-soo. The young man introduced himself, Kim Mabo. Our hero thought he had now met the game's magic training character as well. But what is this atmosphere? The man said that his grandson has a lot of potential, but the development stopped at the first level for some reason. Kim Jong-soo admitted that it was strange. Kim Mabo apologized. He is very sorry for dishonoring Tower of the Sun. Kim Jong-soo replied that he didn't mean anything like that. Our hero didn't understand what was going on here. The man stated that rumors had reached him. The young man had greatly assisted the CEO's son in his awakening process. Maybe he has some advice for his grandson. Will he take it on? Kim Jong-soo said he would help without any problem. The man rejoiced. Was the young man not joking? If he would help, he would give whatever the young man wished. Kim Jong-soo thought that the hidden quest Sunfire was beginning. The man asked, did he hear what he said? Could the young man repeat his request? The man said that Kim Jong-soo realizes that the future of the tower depends on him. They can pass on the knowledge, but the young man will still not be able to use it. Kim Jong-soo replied that they could be transferred in the form of a memory chip. Then he could immediately learn how to control fire. That was their agreement. Kim Mabo asked how exactly Kim Jong-soo was going to help him. Kim Mabo asked how exactly Kim Jong-soo was going to help him. The old man said that his grandson's main problem is that he is stupid. He lacks knowledge in the field of mathematics. The young man apologized and added that he was a humanitarian. Our hero himself understood the young man's problem. He is smart enough to enter the administration program at Seoul University. However, since he gave up studying math after high school, magic is difficult for him. No matter how much he studies, understanding the formulas simply eludes him. This makes him feel guilty all the time. Our hero said that he would teach him magic that didn't require math. The man wondered, is there really magic without mathematical calculations? Kim Jong-soo remarked that it is possible to command fire with the help of spirits. The man said that spirits are not real magic. Kim Jong-soo asked if the man would rather leave his grandson in such a state, or is it still worth developing his potential by enlisting the help of spirits? The man agreed and asked to explain everything in detail first. Our hero said that the main problem was the need to make calculations, and if he couldn't do that, he couldn't use magic. So one must simply entrust this part to the spirits. Mabo will only have to supply them with magic power. The man objected. It was impossible. The boy had no connection to the spirits. How would he work with them? Kim Jong-soo responded that standard contracts won't be needed. They'll just use spirits. It is necessary to implant natural spirit charms into the body's magic circle. Then the magic energy will be provided by the user, and the circle will process the only spell built into it. The man asked, so the teacher's idea was to transplant a spell? Even rather to implant the spirit into the magic circle? Our hero confirmed it. The interlocutor stated that this is amazing. A very brilliant idea. How could a warrior think of such a thing? Kim Jong-soo thought that it wasn't him who came up with it, but his interlocutor in the future. Our hero didn't even know about the matter. The man said that there was a catch. The gate to the spirit world was locked and it was impossible to summon them. Kim Jong-soo replied that they would use the spirit gate. The spiritual waterhole is a place where phoenixes are found, but it's incredibly difficult to find. You'd have to scour the entire world to find it. Kim Jong-soo said he doesn't have to worry about it. He already has one spot in mind. Our hero and his companions have arrived in the Valley of the Phoenix. The man wondered, how did Kim Jong-soo find this valley? Even superhumans with the best abilities can't do that. Kim Jong-soo said that he came across this place by accident. The man said that in that case, he would fulfill his part of the Sunfire promise. Kim Jong-soo thought it was one of the easiest quests. You just need to know the right places. The man asked what the warrior needed the Sunfire for after all. Kim Jong-soo replied that he wanted to create his own special variation. The man laughed. Did the young man really think it was that easy to create a variation of fire? They had been perfecting theirs for decades, investing huge sums of money in research. Kim Jong-soo noticed that he is a warrior and has his own techniques. His variation would surprise everyone. The man proposed a bet. Who would create a stronger fire? Kim Jong-soo or the Tower Mages? Kim Jong-soo said that sounded like fun and asked what they would bet on. The man stated, if the young man wins, he will get whatever he wants. The interlocutor added, if he wins, Kim Jong-soo will join the security team. Kim Jong-soo agreed. Our hero thought it was another opportunity to shake up the Tower of the Sun. The Wranglers decided it was time to get started. Kim Mabo went forward alone. Kim Jong-soo waited in front of the entrance to the operating room for a while. Yoon Myung-suk came up to our hero and said it was a great idea. The young man had given the Tower of the Sun another opening. Kim Jong-soo said hello to the head of the study. The most important thing is for Mabo's surgery to be successful. The old man said he had news of the wizard banished last time. It was confirmed that he took bribes from the Chemo Group. Chemo Group is one of the 5 largest conglomerates, known for its aggressive policies and rapid expansion in business. It is hardly the main antagonist in the game. The old man said that they weren't even after their designs. Their request included information directly about Kim Jong-soo. Perhaps they want to recruit the young man? Kim Jong-soo said that he doesn't even want to think about it. He will not contact this group for any money. A man in a doctor's coat came out of the operating room and reported that everything had worked out. The man said that now his grandson would finally become a wizard and even a full-fledged superhuman. Kim Mabo came out of surgery and also thanked our hero. Kim Jong-soo thought that judging from the level, this guy was quite capable of competing with him. He immediately gained the 3rd level, which was genetic predisposition. Kim Mabo said it's just amazing. Now he can use magic. Kim Jong-soo advised Kim Mabo to feed the magic power with amplifiers so that it would accumulate. The young man once again thanked the hero for even knowing the way to further strengthen the charms. Kim Mabo's grandfather thanked Kim Jong-soo. The kid did a great job, and added that he has a promised reward for the young man. Kim Jong-soo was excited about the reward. He said that it was the Sunfire. There was also a huge bag attached. The young man asked what it was, and the man offered to open it. He said a cash reward wouldn't hurt, so he prepared a full bag. Director Choi added that it's great to have an additional 5 billion per mission. Kim Jong-soo asked Director Choi if he had any legitimate nectar. Director Choi replied that Kim Jong-soo can trust him. Choi showed the information and stated that all that was left was to choose which ingredients to include in the list of most popular ingredients. Kim Jong-soo acknowledged that there were many beneficial effects. The hero familiarized himself with the information offered. His strength and regeneration are already in abundance, with armor built into his armor. Kim Jong-soo chose the heart of a horned tiger. His effect is courage. Director Choi questioned whether the young man really wanted the heart of a horned tiger. This species is an endangered species and is extremely hard to find. Kim Jong-soo decided that if the ingredient wasn't for sale, he should go out and get it himself. Kim Jong-soo decided that if the ingredient was for sale, he should go and get it himself. The only problem in finding the tiger was that the Cheolwon Plain, where it lives, is quite vast. Our hero was not excited about such tasks, but there was no choice. He got a new skill: dog sniffing. After our hero tasted a surstrumming, the scent of rottenness lingered in his lungs for a long time. But what you don't do for a dog sniff, you can use it to track any animal. The young man saw the remains of the destroyed animal. The smell of blood was in the air. It was probably attacked by a predator. The young man heard the sound of a car and realized that hunters were nearby. Hunters would drive by and shoot the wildlife. Kim Jong-soo thought they were his direct competitors. He might lose track of them, and he can't let that happen. The horned tiger was trying to evade pursuit and hide from the armed hunters. Kim Jong-soo felt the aura of the animal and realized that it wasn't just a horned tiger. The Mountain King, the most notorious spirit creature on the Cheolwon Plain, was nearby, possessing a full house of stats. He realized that if he hesitated, he wouldn't get out of here alive. Agatha the tiger pounced on the young man. He managed to dodge, but the animal still hit him. Kim Jong-soo applied the skill Advanced Evasion. Kim Jong-soo thought he didn't have much of a chance, so he decided to try to end it all in one blow. The beast has only naked instincts. The horned tiger turned around and once again tried to attack our hero. The young man already had a weapon in his hands. Kim Jong-soo thought that he should be able to handle this beast without using his skills. Kim Jong-soo came out in the open against the predator. The young man raised his gun and said that as a warrior he was confident in his shooting skills. A shot rang out and a bullet using black flame struck the predator. However, the beast could still move even after being struck by the black flames. Kim Jong-soo drew his sword and said that there was nothing left but close combat. The horned tiger prepared to fight. Our hero thought that the predator was able to accelerate, so that the impact would be equal to a 1.5-ton mass. The horned tiger is a formidable enemy, but its attack pattern is very simple. Even many players have spoken on this topic. The power of the Mountain King is easy to turn against him. Kim Jong-soo said that the predator was afraid of him. He had already realized that he couldn't dodge the attack. There was a commotion in the paraphernalia market. Everyone saw the body of the Mountain King. Who brought him here? Kim Jong-soo pointed to the box and said that it contained the heart of this predator. The people present thought it was incredible. Our hero would not want the traders to snatch a large piece of his booty, so he formalized everything on his own. The young man received the skill meat cutting. Kim Jong-soo told the audience that he only wanted part of the heart and was willing to sell the rest. The young man wondered how much he could get for the Mountain King. One of the attendees offered $5 billion. Everyone thought she was crazy. Kim Jong-soo said, "Sold." The girl said that she was ready to pay right now and scanned the account details. She also asked, did the young man catch the predator himself? Kim Jong-soo said that he was just lucky. The girl couldn't believe such luck. Surely it was all about this young man's skills. The customer held out her business card and said that the young man could contact her if he wanted to. It was Jung Jin-young from the Hunters Association. Kim Jong-soo thought that this girl looked familiar. The young people said goodbye. The guy decided that he was now rich. 2 days passed. In the hands of our hero was nectar. Its color was a little different, probably because it was non-standard. The man said that the heart of the Mountain King had been successfully mixed in. There would be no side effects. These words sounded confident, so our hero had no reason to doubt. However, he still felt anxious. The young man decided to be on the safe side and activated his skills: intoxication and potion addiction. After that, the boy drank the nectar. Kim Jong-soo felt the scalding properties of the nectar as if he was drinking red-hot lava. The young man's body began to evolve. Processes were set in motion. There was a stimulation of adrenaline secretion. Physical activation with increased efficiency was noticed. The young man felt that a reorganization of the magic circle was underway. He had now reached the 4th level. His abilities had increased significantly. The awakening has been successfully completed. Now our hero is a superhuman of the 4th level. A new skill, fearlessness, was acquired. All this our hero overcame with one goal in mind. Earlier in the battles, he got the skills strength, super strength, and pressure. If you add to this the characteristics of the gear sealed in the diamond, you get a completely different effect. The gear characteristics, strength and giant, were assigned to our hero. The young man scrutinized the established skills and said that the training was complete. A debuff has been recorded. There was significant muscle damage and skeletal correction began. Kim Jong-soo's skills resonated. A new skill, Titanic Strength, was obtained. Kim Jong-soo thought it was finally happening. Kim Jong-soo checked the effectiveness and was satisfied. Even with a single shockwave, the wall was crumbling. The young man had definitely become stronger. Our hero thought, in order to use this power, he would need to refine the diamond body. It should be stronger, but this would require developing the life force. Kim Jong-soo decided that with the help of his equipment, it would be quite feasible to accomplish this. The problem was that our hero didn't have a second diamond. He had just spent the previous one. Kim Jong-soo decides that's not a problem, because he knows one magical place that sells them. However, not a single diamond was to be found here either. The shopkeeper said that they wouldn't arrive until next month at the earliest. Kim Jong-soo was surprised. Isn't this Xinhuan Market, which is famous for being the place where you can find anything? Waiting a month is a long time. The shopkeeper asked if Mr. Customer might want to try mining diamonds himself. Kim Jong-soo thought that there was no such thing in the game. The shopkeeper said, "There is a secret loophole that is not shared to avoid leaking information." Kim Jong-soo replied that he was ready, and the sooner the better. The man reminded him that mining diamonds is risky. Kim Jong-soo thought that the whole world of this game was risky. The man said they could start by looking around. If the young man becomes uncomfortable, they will just leave. Kim Jong-soo understood everything. The place they were heading to now was an arena where superhumans fought each other until the end. It was the largest battle arena in the capital district, the very real Colosseum. The fighters were beating each other up, and even the appearance of their opponent's blood couldn't stop them. Kim Jong-soo said that he had heard about this place before. The man said that he used to come here often. Our hero thought that the information about the character Kim Chun-bok was initially questionable. This person provides information about other players and sells artifacts of unknown origin. Occasionally, top-rank artifacts appear in his shop at a good price. Kim Chun-bok said that he did not bring the young man here to involve him in illegal activities. He is not going to pressure the young man. Kim Chun-bok added that the young man could participate if he wanted to. Free cheese is only in a mousetrap, but it is possible to get diamonds here. The rules are pretty simple. The winner takes the diamond from the loser. The loser will have to destroy his magic circle to create the diamond. Kim Jong-soo thought it was like dropping experience points. Kim Chun-bok said that if a young person is not comfortable with such a thing, there is no need to perform. Our hero smiled and asked what he had to do in order to participate. One should not miss the opportunity to get diamonds. Kim Chun-bok told the young man that he would give his recommendation. The boy realized that the old man would get something too. The old man added that half of the winnings would go to the superhuman and he would take the rest as agreed upon with the owner. Kim Jong-soo stated that he was willing to give it a try. Kim Jong-soo had an effective first fight. The opponent couldn't reach our hero as the young man was constantly dodging. Kim Jong-soo told his opponent that he could move faster with those muscles. This made his opponent very angry. Our hero said that now it was his time to show his abilities, but he would not engage in idle talk. Kim Jong-soo activated the Titanic Strength skill and went on the attack. Victory was awarded to our hero. He put the opponent down with one blow. After a while, the announcer announced to the audience that in front of them was an incredible rookie who had won 5 times in a row. Kim Chun-bok said that 5 times in a row was very cool. Kim Jong-soo asked if he had made any money. The old man said that the loot was not only in diamonds, they would also pay decent money. What is the young man going to do with it? Kim Jong-soo replied that he would buy some artifacts. Kim Chun-bok suggested that this guy wants to get even stronger. Kim Jong-soo confirmed it. Our hero knew that in this place, opportunity is defined only by power. The weak fall victim to loans, mortgages, and other fraudulent schemes. The old man looked at his smartphone and said that the young man was challenged. Kim Jong-soo asked who it was. Kim Chun-bok replied that he was the King of Destruction, a level 4 superhuman, the top of the local rankings. However, it is not necessary to accept this challenge. This fighter is ranked 10th in the overall rankings. That's kind of a drag. The first round of the upcoming fight has been announced. The audience demanded that the King of Destruction stomp this newcomer. The King of Destruction, a level 4 superhuman, was a worthy opponent. King of Destruction said that even though the guy accepted his challenge himself, he should be ready to paint the arena with his insides. Our hero understood that the upcoming fight would not be easy. It is necessary to develop special tactics. SAR-ranked character, skilled fighter, titanic strength, martial arts. A formidable melee warrior with 3 excellent characteristics for it. However, it was still worth a try. Kim Jong-soo thought that superhumans above the 5th level were a danger to him. This one is still at the 4th level. Kim Jong-soo thought if he wins, it will be the easiest diamonds of his life. The opponent told Kim Jong-soo not to smile. He would hit him and he would quickly say goodbye to his smile. Our hero responded by telling his opponent to hurry up and do something. The opponent grabbed our hero by the body and lifted him above the ground. The young man realized that his opponent was using grappling techniques. The King of Destruction is actually a wrestler. When an opponent is lifted up like that, it usually ends with his head hitting the floor. In addition to the 3 characteristics related to physical strength, using a counterattack is the easiest way to break out of a grapple. In this case, the opponent's techniques will not work. The King of Destruction was furious. There was nothing he could do. His opponent evaded his grasp. However, our hero was trapped again, and the King of Destruction used a chokehold. But for Kim Jong-soo, even that was predictable. The protagonist gained a new skill, superiority, and using a painful hold, he broke free from the hold again. Kim Jong-soo thought if one repeatedly predicted the opponent's moves, one could gain the skill of superiority. The King of Destruction was distraught. Our hero said that he was even amused to see such a state of his opponent. Kim Jong-soo said that the enemy was about to be truly surprised. Our hero had a concrete plan of action. Turning on excellence, the young man gathered all 6 key skills. These skills give rise to a new characteristic, skillful fighter. Kim Jong-soo, of course, became the owner of this skill. Kim Jong-soo wanted to see what the King of Destruction would be capable of now. The opponent wondered, What did this kid just do? King of Destruction suggested that Kim Jong-soo was just playing to the public until now. Kim Jong-soo asked if the King of Destruction was afraid for his rating now. Although he can certainly be understood, Kim Jong-soo still seemed like a boy who had entered the arena for the first time. Now our hero had acquired the skills of a professional fighter, and those skills were real. A skilled fighter gains a bonus to damage from all attacks, and combat techniques gain a double bonus. The opponents fought in hand-to-hand combat and threw powerful punches at each other. Kim Jong-soo decided to add a few additional skills. Kim Jong-soo remarked that now even the King of Destruction would be out of his league. Kim Jong-soo threw his opponent to the ground and began to apply a painful hold on him. Our hero told his opponent to give up or his hand would be hurt. The King of Destruction tapped the tatami with his free hand and said he was giving up. The host of the fight announced that Kim Jong-soo was the winner. It seemed unbelievable. This kid entered the arena for the first time today and is already beating a fourth-ranked fighter. The host told the losing fighter that it was time to create the diamond. Kim Jong-soo thought that the King of Destruction would willingly give up his power. The opponent said he's asking for a special contract. The presenter wondered, is the King of Destruction going to exercise the right of special contract? A special contract is an arrangement between the King of Destruction and the guarantor of the fighter who defeated him. The idea is that if the King of Destruction is defeated, the guarantor provides the diamond on his own behalf. This is only possible with the winner's consent. The King of Destruction told Kim Jong-soo to agree. He will give up 10 diamonds. It was the biggest deal in history. Kim Jong-soo replied that it wouldn't be enough. The magic power of a level 4 superhuman is at stake. Of course, it's not enough. Kim Jong-soo said for the opponent to add something else besides diamonds. What he has since entering this arena. Our hero was agreeable if the opponent gave up Iron Fist, an SR rank artifact. The King of Destruction wondered, what is this? Kim Jong-soo said there was no need to pretend. He had already seen the surprise on his face. The King of Destruction asked how the young man knew about it. Kim Jong-soo thought that his rival couldn't refuse. If he broke his magic circle to create diamonds, he would lose all his skills. The King of Destruction said he would give his opponent the Iron Fist. King of Destruction added that the young man would then have to fight him in the arena, and the same Iron Fist would be at stake. Kim Jong-soo replied that he agreed, but they would choose the time later. Iron Fist increased strength and stamina, and reduced all the damage he received. Kim Jong-soo said that it suited him. Our hero recognized that he still has a lot of diamonds. You can get a new skill, and even still have some left. Kim Jong-soo thought to use the healing skill from the necklace that Priest Kim had given. The protagonist gained a new skill, Eternity. Our hero said that he now had Giant's Strength and Eternity. Only one skill left before assembling the Warrior Trinity. Kim Jong-soo decided that he would take very good care of the remaining diamonds. There was a phone call from the hunter who bought the Mountain King. Our hero arrived at the Hunters Guild. The girl thanked the young man for coming. Their guildmaster really wanted to see him. Kim Jong-soo said he wanted to talk to the guildmaster too. In the game, the guildmaster was a prominent NPC who hands out rewards. The guildmaster said he was excited to meet Superhuman Kim. The guildmaster introduced himself. His name is Yoon Byunjin. He is the head of the Hunters Guild. Kim Jong-soo saw this person and thought that he wasn't a guildmaster at all. It was the head of an organization of assassins. But what's he doing here? Our hero shook his hand and said he was honored to meet this man. The cabinet master replied that he was honored as well. Kim Jong-soo remembered that, in the game, this person had been expelled from the guild after one incident, but things were very confusing there. Another person entered the office and apologized for being late. The guildmaster asked Director Khan what had happened. Mr. Kang said that he couldn't help but run over when he heard that the person who destroyed the Mountain King had appeared here. Kim Jong-soo realized that this person was the real guildmaster from the game. Director Kang reminded us that today was the unified tournament. He couldn't miss it. Our hero didn't understand what was going on here. Director Kang shook our hero's hand and introduced himself. Kim Jong-soo said hello to the man and thought he had a great character. The man said, if these people are done with introductions, he'll get to the point. The mysterious man said that they would like to invite Kim Jong-soo to become a full member of their guild. Kim Jong-soo wondered if we were talking about the Hunters Guild. It sounded tempting to our hero, but he was hesitant because of the guild leader. The man said that the guild is currently in the process of establishing an exclusive hunting area in Yongchun. The situation of their guild is very unstable right now. At the moment, they can only hunt with someone else's permission, but if that permission is ever revoked, the guild might just fall apart. So they want to create their own territory where they can hunt without anyone else's interference. They need someone with skills like Kim's superhuman to realize this. Kim Jong-soo thought that sounded pretty reasonable. Our hero asked that this is probably not their only goal. Director Kang said that their leader doesn't just want to create a hunting zone. He wants the guild to be recognized as a military force and establish a military kingdom in Yeonshin. Kim Jong-soo wondered, is something like that even possible? Isn't it a fact that the generals of the two armies have great influence because of their independence and military might? Director Khan agreed and said it was almost impossible. The leader of the organization said it was possible. Superhuman Kim should give them his power. The man added that he is even willing to give up his position in the future for this. Kim Jong-soo thought that this man's eyes were directly full of ambition. Director Kang said it's not worth talking about right now. The young man should just join. He will be well taken care of. Jung Jin-young asked the director, doesn't he think she can handle it? Kim Jong-soo thought that Yoon Byung-jin is a very dangerous person. It's impossible to predict what he will do. It will be sad if something happens to Director Khan, who could give exciting quests in the future. Director Kang said, if Superhuman Kim joins their organization, he will receive tax benefits and can participate in the hunt for the unified tournament today. Kim Jong-soo thought this man needed to be protected and agreed to join the organization. Director Kang was in a good mood and said he now owed the young man a debt of gratitude. Director Kang confessed that he was afraid that the guild leader would be the first to invite the young man, so he came running in his clothes. He was worried that Yoon Byung-jin would get too close. In any case, it was good that they were now traveling in the same car. Kim Jong-soo asked why Director Kang was against this exclusive hunting area. Kang replied that it was because of Yongcheon's party. They are a group of guildies who support the leader. They are not interested in hunting, they are just courting politicians. Kim Jong-soo realized why the guild leader was trying to drag him to his side. Director Kang said that Yoon Byung-jin is doing everything wrong. Shouldn't merit be the main thing in the guild? Director Kang noticed that recently all the guild members who supported him had been sent on missions, so his position had become quite precarious. Kim Jong-soo realized that this man wasn't just being funny, he was thinking things through deeply. Director Kang said that they had finally arrived. This is their guild's secret hunting ground. Our hero thought it was a cool place to be. Looking around, the young man noted that there were a lot of hunters here. Jung Jin-young was glad that Hunter Kim had finally arrived. He came here with Director Kang, didn't he? Kim Jong-soo confirmed and added that Director Kang had stepped away for a while. The girl said it was about time. She had something she wanted to discuss. Jung Jin-young said that Hunter Kim had better not get too close to Director Kang. Our hero wondered if Jung Jin-young really thought he would go over to his side. The girl assumed that Hunter Kim was already aware that there were internal factions in the guild. Kim Jong-soo replied that he had guessed. They just had different views. Jung Jin-young said that Director Kang was obsessing over little things and not seeing the big picture. He thought he had seen those yellow eyes and the scar on his face somewhere before. That woman was in Yoon Byung-jin's assassin organization. They called her Wolf Claws. Now it was clear to our hero that the Yeonshin Party was the predecessor of this organization. Jung Jin-young said that even about the hunting zone, Director Kang almost went crazy over some illegal nonsense. Kim Jong-soo said that he likes Director Kang so far. The young man added that Director Kang doesn't gossip and seems like a real person. Jung Jin-young wondered what he meant. The girl turned around and said to Hunter Kim not to regret it later. Now that our hero understood the balance of power, he decided it was time to begin preparations. Kim Jong-soo put a mask of sunscreen on his face. An unpleasant sensation appeared. A new skill, sensitive skin, was learned. Kim Jong-soo immediately washed the mask off his face. He only realized this after he bought cheap makeup and smeared it on until his skin started to burn. However, our hero had now collected everything. He possessed all the new skills. He could now combine them into an absolute skill for hunting. Our hero now had a sixth sense. The sixth sense skill is good for hunting, but it comes in handy in those situations as well. Kim Jong-soo decided to see if there are those here who are plotting something evil. Looking around, the young man was unpleasantly surprised. Most of the people here were evil. Director Kang came over and said that he had finally found Hunter Kim. He suggested a drink before the tournament. Director Kang introduced the two hunters. They are his closest deputies. Kim Jong-soo said he couldn't drink. He saw that the deputies are also evil people. Kim Jong-soo thought that there was a bad odor coming from those whom Director Kang considers his right hand. This odor is called the odor of betrayal. Victor Kang was having fun with his deputies. The young man thought that the man didn't even know who the spy was. Our hero decided that it is necessary to let Director Kang realize that there are rats among his subordinates. But will he believe a man he barely knows? The aide asked Warrior Kim to keep an eye on Principal Kang. He wanted to go get more drinks. Our hero decided to just watch. Director Kang asked Warrior Kim if he liked the corporate team building event. Our hero felt like he was playing a mafia board game. The deputy came back and said the liquor was on its way. The deputy says he wants a glass of whiskey. He suggests to the director that he mixes soju and beer as usual. The assistant suggested that the director drink the whole thing in one gulp. Director Kang agreed that this was an excellent idea. Kim Jong-soo stopped Director Kang and motioned for the assistant to try first. The aide became indignant. Why would Hunter Kim say such a thing? Kim Jong-soo wondered why the assistant couldn't do it. Kim Jong-soo wondered why the assistant couldn't do it. Kim Jong-soo noticed that the assistant couldn't hide his anger. He looked very nervous. In such a situation, the most convenient way to destroy Director Kang is to simply poison him. Kim Jong-soo asked why the assistant was refusing. Did he put poison in it? The aide was genuinely indignant. Director Kang wondered, is Warrior Kim really saying that? Kim Jong-soo replied that if it was just alcohol, then the assistant could try it. Kim Jong-soo decided to press on and rudely told that person to immediately taste the alcohol from that glass. The aide knocked the glass out of his hands and yelled for Hunter Kim to get it away from him. The glass flew aside and the liquid spilled out onto the ground. Director Kang was outraged. Did Choi really put poison in it? The aide said that Director Kang betrayed them first. He heard all this from the chairman. Director Kang objected to his promotion to director until the last. Director Kang said there was no such thing. Kim Jong-soo drew his sword and brought the helper to his knees. The man resisted. Our hero said that if they knew he was a traitor, it was time to destroy him. The deputy asked for mercy. Our hero asked if Director Khan might prefer to do it himself. Director Kang took down the traitor with an axe in his hands. He said that he didn't even think he would be destroyed just for a promotion. The young men got into the car and left the base. Kim Jong-soo said that they should get out of here quickly, because if they found out that they had killed the spy, they would surely take revenge. The SUV caught up with another car. Next to the driver was Jung Jin-young. She shouted to Director Kang. The girl asked what was wrong. Are they really going after big game? Director Khan responded that this is a routine hunt. Jung Jin-young took aim with her firearm and said that she had information that Director Kang had massacred Choi. Kim Jong-soo realized that it was urgent to activate his skills and do something about it. Kim Jong-soo pressed the gas pedal and the car started to go even faster. However, the chase continued. Director Kang looked out of the car window and asked how dare they shoot at him. Are there really so many rats from Yanshin here? Explosions were heard everywhere. However, the car with our heroes continued to evade pursuit. Director Kang inquired if Warrior Kim could slow down the pursuers a bit. Kim Jong-soo said that he was about to show class and leaned out of the car with an automatic rifle in his hands. At the same time, he activated the relevant skills. With a triple skill bonus, the young man read his pursuer's movements and aimed with his sixth sense. The bullet hit the front tire of the pursuing car. Kim Jong-soo said that now they had to drive even faster. The injured car lost speed and control and crashed into a neighboring car. The accident caused a chain reaction. Other cars of the pursuers also started crashing into each other. Director Khan acknowledged that it was an incredible shot. Kim Jong-soo activated the critical detection skill and realized that the car that Jung Jin-young was in had survived and was still pursuing. Our hero stopped the car and wondered what he should do next. Jung Jin-young shouted to the driver to keep pursuing. Every second is precious. Our hero got new skills, driving and landing. Kim Jong-soo drove up to the secure military base. The young man told the guards that he was a level 4 warrior Kim from the Hunters Association. He had come to report in after the hunt. The chief of security asked what was going on. The surviving cars of the pursuers also pulled up to the gate. Jung Shin-young told her men to leave their weapons in the vehicles. The security chief said that any disturbance on the Sherwon grounds would be considered a challenge to the law enforcement forces. Kim Jong-soo replied that he understood and would not cause trouble. Yoon Byung-jin appeared and ordered that these people should not be allowed inside. According to him, they are criminals. They have a man's life on the line. The security chief said that KR1 doesn't interfere in the quarrels of hunting groups. Doesn't the chairman know all this? The security chief grabbed his sword and asked, "Is the chairman going against the authority of the commander of the Eastern Army?" Yoon Byung-jin realized that he couldn't get his hands on Director Kang. The director replied that it was all due to their warrior Kim. This guy is a good hunter, a great driver, and shoots very accurately. Director Kang thanked the young man for such talents. If he had a daughter, he would marry her to him right away. Yoon Byung-jin was angry. He wouldn't have thought before that superhuman Kim would choose to work with Director Kang. Director Kang said there was no need to spill blood. After all, they are now in Cheorwan. The gate opened, and everyone saw Gu Hyun-won, a level 7 warrior and a major general of the Eastern Army, walk out. Director Kang and Yoon Byung-jin bowed to the commander and apologized. They were discussing something. Kim Jong-soo thought that one of the 4 major generals of the Eastern Army, a 7th level superhuman, was standing in front of him. The major general said he doesn't care if hunters shoot each other. However, this should not happen in Cheorwan. It's not an amusement park. If it happens again, the Eastern Army will be the third party. Yoon Byung-jin said that it was only a matter for the hunting association. Not even the major general could interfere. The major general replied that it was an order from above. Director Kang and Yoon Byung-jin wondered, "What does this mean?" Gu Hyun-won said that the order came from the generals. They should fight a fair duel in front of the city hall tomorrow at noon. The general added that it was necessary for everyone to choose one fighter. Kim Jong-soo wondered why the general was looking at him. The general said, if anyone refused to fight, he would personally become his judge.